Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
We got a jam-packed episode, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently filming this as France is going against Japan. We're watching a Victor Wembanyama takeover in the first quarter. It's a lot to talk about. We got Olympics.
Mm-hmm. My plug, get from babe.
Oh, he hyped today.
You know what that is.
We got the biggest question for every Eastern Conference team. We got a GM survey they released on ESPN a couple days ago. There's so much to get into.
What is that, though, KB?
What's that?
My plug look like Peggy out here doing it in Katana.
I have no idea.
That's that Migo.
Oh, that sounds like me.
Chinatown. You're rich. I got plug out in Chinatown. RIP Takeoff, man.
Rest in peace. I had a dude on NCAA football. He was a wide receiver. His last name was Takeoff.
For real?
That's a W name for a receiver.
I threw it to him at college. I'm like, oh, snap.
I
Takeoff.
saw Angel Reese.
I saw that.
I've been seeing some crazy names. I saw something else I can't remember, but yeah, man. Rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Rest in peace.
My plug look like Peggy out here doing it in Katana.
Leave a like, subscribe. The link is in the description for you to vote. We are nominated for some podcast awards, People's Choice Awards, and then for the Sports Award. So hit the link in the description. Go ahead and vote. Numbers on the board, please.
Let's be the best podcast in the world, man.
Please.
For sure. Shout out me
in the universe.
And I think that's Quavo on the hook, but I'd like Takeoff verse on
in the universe. Is there other podcasts outside of Earth that I'm not aware of?
I feel like
if you're the best one on Earth, then you're the best one in the universe. I mean,
so you believe that
going
we're
on that
only
theory.
living organisms?
No,
what happened?
But I don't know if aliens have podcast equipment.
Maybe when they do visit us, they come back. They go back to their home base and they talk about us and about how goofy we are.
It's possible.
I guess we goofy, but they coming to us
for content.
No.
Isn't there a South Park episode like that where it's like the Earth is a TV show for aliens?
Yeah.
And then eventually Earth figures that out and they say, well, the TV show's not good anymore. Let's just end the show. And they were going to just blow it up.
That's crazy.
Classic.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, North America would be the funniest show probably. I mean, yeah, just the U.S.
I think you would be one of the brightest stars on that show, boy. D Mills, man. The life of D Mills would go viral.
They had
Mars.
the same thing on Futurama where the aliens, they just had a satellite and they just watched the humans and that's their TV.
I like that. But they can't come and call us goofy when they coming to see what we doing. That's like
they can't call us goofy because we ain't visited them yet.
That's like homie who did the stream stuff and Quavo took his money.
Oh yeah.
And he said something like that's a black people thing to do.
Yeah. I saw
You
that.
didn't see it? So basically, I think they said Quavo took the deposit, but he didn't show up to the stream.
The Vitali dude, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he took a $300,000 deposit to come do a stream, and he didn't show up.
And the dude said, yeah, he did a black person thing to do. And
he was a white dude that said it.
But look, that's a black person thing to do, but you was willing to give him 300 bands to come do your show.
I'm laughing because that was the first comment. Is like, I'm glad that Quavo took that money. Good for him.
So it's like it's just the irony, and like
it is crazy taking a $300,000 deposit. That
I would do it too.
Not showing up.
I would do it too to a goofy like him.
Yeah, for sure. Not nobody I fuck with though.
No.
Y'all want to start off with the Olympics?
And then you know what I would do though again?
What's that?
I would tell him, oh my fault, something came up. Send the next one and I'm coming. But yeah,
600 bands.
Let's dive in.
We're gonna start off with Team USA, who played against Serbia, and they ended up winning 110-84. I don't even know where to start. There's so many different storylines, so many different cool things about it.
Can we start with Kevin?
Okay, let's start with Kevin.
Did not miss against Serbia. Even with
he did.
Well, he missed the one shot because he came back in. But before that, he literally was not missing. Like, I think the buzzer beaters and specifically the one before halftime.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well, he caught it on the baseline off the screen from
I think you
Steph.
even tweeted out like he don't miss.
Yeah,
and I think he had the whole world just like caught up in the KD moment during that first half, basically.
It's crazy watching these players in the Olympics because it seems like it's so easy. Like for a guy like KD, I know it is easy for him, but this seems like it's even easier for him. And it's like you just seeing him in his natural element, being a bucket, and he ain't really got to do nothing else. So he just got to literally go out there and just score. He came off the bench. He was cool with it. He didn't care. I'm not even opposed to him just letting it rock. Just let him keep coming off the bench if it's working.
I want to hit the gas on that one a little. He coming off an injury. Put that man in that lineup because that lineup looked a little clunky at first, especially with the horrible start that Embiid had. No, I loved it for KD. I loved it for KD. I love what you said, seeing everybody in this element. But the best thing about this time, especially for a team like USA that's so packed with talent, is when you get somebody like KD, it shows who the best of the best are.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer I've ever seen, and he's showing that he's one of the greatest scorers ever because he literally is what we used to create in a video game. And even with all of the new type of prototypes that come after him that people try to compare, we still just haven't seen anything close to a Kevin Durant, and we probably never will unless, we consider Vic that, but Vic is even crazier at 7'5". But I loved it for him coming off an injury, coming off the bench. The team actually needed it at that time because, like I said, it had such a slow start. And then I love the way that it is. He started off just playing within the flow of the team, which is why I think he's one of the greatest scorers ever, if not that I've ever seen, because he can get it isolation, 3-ball, mid-post, in the post, and then he can do within the offense where he's coming off of the curl like we saw before halftime. He can come off of a flare. He can catch and shoot. And that, to me, is a big, big differentiator and why he is just that guy when we talk about
it's the efficiency on top of it. I mean, he only missed one shot last game, but, he's usually a dude that when he gets his spots, he's shooting above 60%.
But I think that's predicated to being able to score
at all levels.
And basically all levels in so many different type of ways. Because we see a lot of guys who, can catch and shoot but can't shoot off the dribble.
It also helps being damn near 7 foot with a
Chico
super long wingspan, so he just gets it off so effortlessly.
Yeah, those defenders on the opposing teams have no chance really of defending him.
They said that this is his first 5-on-5 basketball since April, which is when they got eliminated in the playoffs. So he's been just sitting on ice because he obviously had the injury that held him out for a lot of or all of the showcase games. Just immediately come in and shoot 8 for 9. And I'm kind of pissed at the last shot he took that made him miss.
Because you wanted to be
It was
perfect.
like baseline, and I wanted him to be perfect.
Yeah.
But that's a shot we know he can make. If he took that shot again 12 more times, he'd probably making it 10. But it's just so great to see that happen. And it just showcases how ridiculous the talent pool is in Team USA, where potentially the greatest scorer of all time could just come off the bench and have a game like this, and it's just a luxury at that point. I'm going to transition over to the oldest man on the team, Bron. It's so crazy to think that those two dudes are both 35+. It could be the best two dudes on the court with all these young dudes. I think this roster is so interesting because it does have the Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron. It also got the mid-tier guys that I would call at this point, Devin Booker's kind of a mid-tier guy as far as his age goes.
Yeah, he's aging. He's
right.
not old.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he's not old, but he's kind of like a
getting up
vet.
He's
there.
like our age.
Yeah, he's a vet now.
You also got the Tatums, who obviously didn't play, but we're going to get to that. And then you got the younger dudes, which is like Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, who also didn't play. So they got all three levels of the now, maybe the future in 2028 when that team comes together. But Bron, disgusting.
I don't know how you do it, man, at that age.
Yeah. I think that there's only so much you can really say about a Kevin Durant or LeBron because, again, they've been around for so long that it's not surprising that they're doing it, but at the same time, it is surprising
It keeps making that quote that Joel Embiid had about, people keep thinking LeBron is the same LeBron from 5 years ago. He's 40 years old. It's just making that quote age like milk.
Yeah.
I think it shows the mentality of Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Age don't really have anything to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? That quote is terrible because it's we talked about it in real time. It was kind of prepping for some type of disappointment, some type of backup plan of backup quote of yeah, look, man, LeBron getting old or whatever. But it's nah. And in fact, you got to come with it. Actually, when we review the game, you was one of the most disappointing things. So instead of worry about the age of LeBron or the age of Kevin Durant, how about you come and hoop and do what you need to do? Because Joel Embiid was one of the most disappointing things I've seen on a basketball court. I really don't care how any Philadelphia fan feel about it. They can get their panties in the bunch and up their ass all they want. But the fact is, Joel Embiid needs to find a way to be able to play on this team outside of the way he plays in Philadelphia.
I agree.
And it for him, it gets me so frustrated because he is so talented and we see it. And it's he just goes to this way of playing that to me is just kind of pathetic. Yeah, guys like Harden have done it. I look at it completely different than a Harden and Brunson. I do, because they are 6'4" and 6 foot versus you being 7'2" and got all of this ability to just dominate, man. Who were they playing against? Serbia?
Yeah.
Man, I get it. Jokic is nice. Jokic can't rock with you on that block. Jokic cannot rock with you on that block. Embiid, he cannot rock with you on that block. He's a great passer. He can move around, do some things better than you. But guarding you is what Jokic cannot do and don't want to do.
I think that's part of the problem, though. Like, all of these other dudes on this team, Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, LeBron, Steph Curry, all of these dudes come into Team USA as portable players.
Yeah.
Devin Booker say, you need me to defend and shoot 3 times? I can do that. With Joel Embiid, with this being really his first time, he hasn't been able to figure out how can I be portable where when I'm on the court, I'm not thinking, or the idea is not, it has to run through me. How can I be
I knew it was going to be
otherwise?
a problem, and this was a couple games ago, but Joel Embiid caught it on the blocker in his spot. He's facing up and everything like that. I'm pretty sure they even doubled or sent another ball. Steph Curry is waving to get the ball. It did not go to Steph Curry. And it's just like, at that point, you just got to know, I'm playing with greatness around me. You got to move the ball.
And he's tried, and he's had comments saying something like, man, my job is easy. So I get what you're saying, KB, but it's like, at what point do you realize that? Because I feel like I'm not an NBA player, but because I'm an NBA student and I'm an NBA fan and I've seen the Olympics for so many years, my common sense in my brain tells me that if I were to join the Olympics, some of my game is going down because I've just seen the history of it. Everybody has to buy into something because he is an amazing player, but on this roster, Joel Embiid is not the best player. So unless you are LeBron, and unless you are Kevin Durant, you're probably going to have to buy into something like Melo, like Kobe did.
With Steph. Like, Steph is the third most, like, respectable player on the team that's supposed to be getting shots. He just plays in the flow of the offense.
Yeah.
And you honestly couldn't, like, really just point him out like he's not playing well. He's not really getting his shots. Like, he's playing effort on defense. I seen him have a big rebound over Jokic and threw it up to Bron for the easy dunk. And it's just, you got to do the other little things instead of just, like, being Steph Curry, you know?
Yeah, you can see it in Joel's body language. He's even disappointed in himself. Like, when he's going to the bench, he doesn't look.
But that's
like,
why I'm proud of him because he was this close. He was this close to pouting himself out.
Yeah.
When he first went to that bench, they had 2 plays that happened. They had an immediate score and Devin Booker's first 3, and Embiid did not move at all. He was pissed off. Devin Booker hit a back-to-back 3. He hit the second one, and Embiid got up and was with the team and was celebrating, and he let that bullshit go.
Yeah,
but I was watching because I'm like, Embiid, don't do that to yourself, bro, because you so damn good and you so talented. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in that to where you're going to make people not want to rock with you. Don't do it. And I was so happy and relieved that he just got out of his funk because I get it. Yeah, he's more disappointed than any of us could be. Right, you're right. He want to perform and do everything. But I was looking at that as well. As a big man connoisseur, when you think about Joel Embiid, his strengths, I'm not going to say weaknesses because I don't really know many that he has. How does he extract a way to put his imprint on his game to where he can be effective, but he might not be able to be Philadelphia Embiid?
I think in a way he can still be Philadelphia Embiid. I mean, they're giving him his touches. Like, they're giving him the ball. I mean, I think one thing they're probably doing, they're probably empowering Joel Embiid. Because realistically, you want your big man to be happy in order for him to do all those other things like protecting the rim, rebound, and all those other dirty things that you would want him to do. So, like, LeBron and them are probably saying, hey, big fella, we going through you. Like, they probably telling them that. You always want to keep your big fella confident.
The start of the
happy.
game looked like that.
You think so, though? It's the Olympics.
I think
He not Bill Cartwright. He not Luke
For
Longley.
sure.
But
But
they-
the start of the game did look like that. They did give him the ball the first couple
I would
of
say
possessions.
just keep it quick. Like, you don't got to do all your jab steps and all that. Like, I love the way Anthony Davis and Bam could play because they could play with the skill set or they could play just with a straight hard hat. And I think Joel Embiid hasn't really found that balance, but AD makes a lot of quick moves. He catch quick, instead of having to be like, let's wait 5 seconds before I make my move.
Yeah, he has to make quick moves, put pressure on the rim, and just be smart with it. Just learn that there's talent around you and just learn guys' tendencies. Learn that Steph is on weak side wide open. Like, you can make those easy reads.
I think also it has to do with the other side of the ball, too.
Yeah. Jokic was in there with some drop steps.
Well,
So
I mean,
was like,
I can't say anything about
Yeah,
it.
you
He's the
can't.
best player in the world.
They
So,
won't play another Jokic anyway.
yeah,
so.
true.
Well, let me pump my brakes.
But he had a couple plays defensively where he got a really cool block when he wasn't even looking at the defender. But I think that, like you mentioned, Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo, they may get 0 touches sometimes, but they going to play great defense regardless. I thought in the showcase games, there were a lot of times where Joel Embiid was lackadaisical defensively. I don't know how much of that translated to the Serbian game because he played 11 minutes, I think, the least amount of minutes of anybody that actually got PT. So I can't really say, but that's one of the things. Like, if he can still be – because in the NBA, he's one of the most impactful defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
So if he can transition that to the Olympics, especially with there's no 3 seconds in the paint, then, like, I can live with some of the stuff. But in this blowout win, he's the only person with a negative plus-minus, and it's not – and I'm not a plus-minus guy, but you felt that when you watched it.
Yeah.
When he was on the court, offensively, things were not going the way you wanted it to, and then he went off immediately, and then here's a big run from Team USA.
I would love to see him kind of simplify his game. And again, I know it can be a little tough transitioning from being somebody that handles it, but I just feel like when you have a team and you're a player and you're going into the Olympics, that's just something that should be on the front of your mind. Even when Kyle Kuzma made that tweet, man, the USA going to need role players who going to shoot, defend, and Devin Booker quote tweeted it, I'll do it. It's like you have to be willing and ready to commit to understand I'm not about to be Devin Booker, the all-NBA, all-star, max player on the Sun. That's not who I'm about to be right now. You get what I'm saying? Even Kobe. Kobe was one of the guys for sure. But Kobe was more locked in defensively than anything in the Olympics. You can find defensive montages of Kobe Bryant from the Olympics.
Tone setter.
Huh? You said tone setter?
Tone setter.
Bro, as a big man, I couldn't be more like happy to try to play with Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I catch the ball and he's in by me, I'm looking at dribble handoff because I might get a dunk.
Or if I just set a good
anybody,
enough,
honestly.
if I just set a good enough ball screen
On LeBron.
they have to come up.
Yeah.
No, on Steph.
And
they
this
have
is
to come
anybody,
up.
honestly.
Yeah,
This is about
anybody.
Steph,
And
but
I'm
just
there.
really anybody.
If he simplifies game to being just a good screen setter and running that floor and getting that dunk, that duck in where that dude is sealed behind him, because again, most of these teams that they play aren't going to have the size, and I'm pointing to the TV for those of y'all at home, because France and Rudy and Vic are on the floor. Teams ain't gonna have the size. Who else is in the Canada? If they play against Canada again, that's Kelly Olynyk. Joel, you don't have to get it out there and do the little face up, all of it. You don't have to do that.
pulling out the mellow.
We got South Sudan tomorrow, and then like Puerto Rico. Those teams.
Yeah,
South Sudan's a good team.
And I
obviously.
want to see you handle 7'2" young fella at Duke. I want to see you handle that because that's Duke. That's not even pro yet. So you should handle that. Handle that for real, because they coming out with a vengeance, and y'all need to respond and let them know ain't no 2-point game win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We respect Lou all dang. We ain't rocking with nothing the jokes Gilbert had, none of that. But USA, y'all handle that business. Shout out to Lou all dang, man.
Yeah, shout out to him. Other thing,
And that boy Wayne Gabriel. I love seeing Wayne Gabriel get his love. He worked hard for the time he had in the league.
last thing about Joel Embiid, having him is more of a luxury than a necessity. Obviously, he was picked between us and France. So the fact that he's here is like, we don't have to go against him, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what they lineup looks like with France. I mean, I guess Rudy Gobert comes off the bench.
The way he played, KB, we want to go against him.
What if they went real big and put Vic at the 3?
They
They
could.
probably would have, yeah.
They could.
Yeah.
I could have seen them doing it.
Bro, that's
I
nasty.
think so.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like Rudy Gobert becomes repetitive with Wembanyama and Gobert
Well-
with Embiid on the floor.
Well, Joel and Vic can score at all 3 levels, so I know it's probably gonna clunk it up.
I get what
but
you're saying, but I
they
definitely
can.
think we
I think
would've
they
seen
can.
Yeah.
I really think they can.
They would have definitely tried. Either they would have experimented. We would have seen it at some point.
Because I get what, like offensively for sure, but I mean defensively, I mean, what do you do when you have that?
You put Wembanyama as the one man on like a 1-2-2. Just let him with his own arms.
wow.
Just sit there
Yeah.
like that.
That sounds like some two.
Dude, no, 1-3-1. Key
Oh.
right there.
Rudy at the back.
No, Rudy in the middle. He's a little bit more mobile than Embiid, and then Embiid in the back line.
No, that's why you put Gobert on the back
Oh,
end so
right,
he can
because
chase
you
the
got-
so he
corner.
can chase the corners.
But then
yeah.
again, Rudy Gobert don't close out on corners. Never
But
has.
it ain't high school. They not going
Can you
them
imagine?
long arms going. You ain't finna be getting that pass that much to where that back line dude finna run it.
Jayson Tatum got a DNP coach's decision.
That was actually kind of crazy watching the game as it was going on. It was just like, damn, Tatum just sitting there. And like, I mean, when you look at the rotations, KD and Bron play phenomenal. Bam and AD's minutes have always been phenomenal when they playing together. And I mean, right now I don't really. I couldn't see an area where I was like, damn, he should have took his minutes or something like that. Darrick White came in and he did it. He was like complimentary. He did all the little things that you would expect Darrick White to do. So
What was the score of the game?
110 to 80 something.
and
84.
then I think it's disrespectful to put him in that garbage time.
Steve Kerr is a fool.
He said he was sorry,
Yeah.
and he
Not
said
good
he felt dumb.
Not good enough for me. Steve Kerr he can move on with those comments. That shit don't work no more. The whole man, yeah. Listen, I'm a jackass because I didn't. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah. that
Actions
was
always
crazy.
speak louder than words.
It is crazy to see a dude that was just the number 1 option on the championship team not get played enough.
It's silly. It's silly. I'm surprised that you came and justified it.
I wasn't justifying
There's
it.
plenty of minutes where I saw Jayson Tatum could have played, especially with that score. Plenty of minutes. Plenty of minutes.
But at some
Plenty
point,
of
if
minutes.
you putting them in during a blowout, isn't that disrespectful?
He don't have to play the garbage time.
Yeah.
This game was never a game where it was like, and even if it was close, in what world would Jayson Tatum can't play on this in that
Yeah.
floor?
It was surprising to see Darrick White getting more minutes.
I don't care
than-
how many minutes Kevin Durant or LeBron James. That had nothing to do with Jayson Tatum playing. Jayson Tatum could easily play, easily.
Yeah.
I also think that nobody cares except for Celtics fans and people on Twitter that want to make jokes.
Oh yeah. Well, after that game, it was
that's-
nothing but.
That's also
banger
why I'm
hunting.
mad at Steve Kerr. I'm just so tired of seeing these whack ass jokes. But I just think that it's disrespectful. That's the only thing I care about. And nobody, I don't get it. It's disrespectful to have somebody be an All NBA champion, perennial All Star, play 0 minutes in a game. It just don't make sense.
2 people probably weren't in the rotation. Now we did that. That was before we seen any showcase games. We predicted Tyrese, which was the reality, and we predicted Bam, but we had no idea that Bam and Anthony Davis was going to look that damn good together.
Right. The only thing I was telling him was Tatum don't have to start because you was up here saying, and Tatum.
Oh yeah.
gotta
I thought
start.
Tatum was gonna be a starter.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see him starting, but a DNP,
Yeah, that's just
a
crazy.
DNP, and we won by what 20? You said?
And then now it's coming out that
They
Tatum,
did. I feel like they
It's
did
crazy
open
that
that back up though, like in the fourth, because D-Book hit like 3-4 threes, like back to back to back.
It's crazy hearing them now announce Tatum's gonna play in the next game. I'm just like,
Sound like that Jonathan Kuminga stuff.
And then he said somebody else ain't gonna play. That's what Steve Kerr said. He gonna play Wednesday, and then somebody else. Why does it have to be?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I think it's just easier, and I'm not justifying it either because he should be one of the best coaches, but it's easier to have a 10-man rotation versus an 11 or 12-man rotation.
I agree. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. If they ever gonna be in threat, for sure. I didn't feel that way against Serbia, and easier. If he was looking for easier, he shouldn't have took the job. It's not gonna be an easy job. It's just not gonna
Well,
be.
it's been the Steve Kerr
yeah.
thing. his
I mean,
whole career.
it's probably just Darrick White. Tatum's gonna take Darrick White's minutes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like Darrick White's a Steve Kerr type of guy, though.
Yep. Like
Yeah.
a Caruso.
Like
and-
he loves Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they.
Well, South Sudan has so many big wings that it makes sense that Tatum is going to play, not just play, but play a lot of minutes versus them, especially when you think about the exhibition game they played against each other. But I am interested to see.
Brian Windhorst was reporting that he think it could be Bam that lose the minutes.
And I feel
There's
like
no-
that's
I don't-
jackassery, though.
Yeah, no, because his thing was that they have like it was more
perimeter
so like a
guys.
fit. But I was
Yeah.
like, does he not know how good Bam and AD can defend all positions at
Yeah.
a very good level?
Yeah.
So like that
Is it gonna be Embiid who
yeah.
played 11 minutes?
No, because we talk about not ego, but like narrative, yada yada yada. It would not be. Embiid's going to start. I mean, even before this game, Steve Kerr was talking about the big 3 on the Olympics: Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Embiid. Like Embiid was in the big 3 for Steve Kerr. I don't think that changes.
I felt
think
the
that
same way,
changes.
P. I felt the same way.
Hey, that's what
I
he
guess
said.
because he a star.
He did say that though.
There you
My
go.
big 3 is so different, but hey, I guess. My big 3, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There ain't no 11-minute Serbia. LeBron, Durant, Curry. There's no if, and, or but, D Mills. You feel me?
They not playing 11 minutes.
I think I would care more about the Tatum thing if they lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
agree.
just care because it's stupid, and I don't get it.
It is.
It's stupid. If you don't, if we got coaches that can't coach a bunch of talent, you're thinking, oh man, it's just too much talent. Then man, Spoelstra, he would have found a way to make it happen. Steve Kerr, I'm tired of him just. He want to do dumb stuff. Do it with the Warriors.
That's why every team needs a Christian Leitner.
keep
Just a
doing it with
body,
the Warriors.
a roster filler.
A
Could
guy
have
that-
been Langston Galloway.
a guy that nobody would care if he don't play.
Yeah.
It can be Darrick White.
Bro, it's just so
Why
funny.
is he-
Nobody would have made no.
He's choosing for it
The
to be
contrast
Jayson
between
Jayson
Tyrese
Tatum.
and Tatum was so crazy because Tyrese was just like excited, he
Yeah,
happy
he
to
happy
be
to
there.
be there. Yeah.
Jason Tatum was just kind of sitting there.
Hey,
like this.
you know,
His hands is like this.
And
you know
we
his
got-
favorite move too.
And I guess we got to do it now, but we always bring up a text message from the group chat during the game. KB said, if I'm playing in the Olympics, I'm taking my warm-ups off. I don't care.
Tatum was there with him and Tyrese, the only people with the all white on. I'm like, bro, even if it's like coming out of halftime, you got to make it look like you played.
You gotta make it look like you.
You got
You got to go hard during the warm-ups
Hey,
back out.
get some sweat.
I'm
on you.
starting to. I feel Melo.
Well,
Melo said he want to see Tatum have a little bit more dog in him. After that, okay, say less. We gonna win this goal, whatever, right? The season gonna come back around October. We gonna starting. Every time the war, I'm getting that schedule immediately. When is Golden State in Boston and when is Boston and Golden State? 50, 50, 50, 50.
Well, unfortunately, they
getting
only played
50.
twice.
Oh, right. 50, 50.
Unless they get back in the finals together.
I got 100. I'm Will. I got 102 games for you. You want 60, 40, 50, 50, 70, 30. I might go watch my idol give you 81 and 19. Show you how to do. I'm telling you, that's how I am. I'm straight heel mode. If that Kuminga, Wiggins, AirPods, Draymond, I'm giving Steve Kerr 65
as
points.
he killing them, he got to look at the sideline of Steve Kerr and say, "You did this. You did this."
They got Tatum looking like Brandon Ingram from last year. Remember that? Brandon Ingram just couldn't get in the
Yeah, he
rotation
couldn't
for
get in
Steve
the
Kerr.
But
rotation.
he was
Yeah.
missing and clanking.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
clanking. He wasn't.
But
Maybe
remember, he
Tatum
walked
was
in.
clanking too in the showcase. He shot 20%.
Remember,
Well,
he
I
had
mean,
walked
like,
in and
and
they
they-
thought Brandon Ingram was going to be the best player
Yes,
on the team.
bro.
He
Yeah.
was like, he the vet and everything like that. It did not work like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tatum's a lot better than that 20% in the showcase. But hell, if we looking at the showcase as like frame of reference, Tatum was not one of the top 10 guys.
They all look
That-
bad, man. They be
I'm talking.
what's my boy JT Thor about to?
JT Thor pulled that corner and LeBron face. Yaka.
Best jump shot in the game.
They lucky. Wayne and Gabriel. Wayne and Gabriel almost put that tip back in
Yes, he
too.
did. If it wasn't for they had two people they had two people go after the game-winning tip in and they ran into each other. From the Serbia side, the score was completely tied anytime Jokic was on the floor.
Yes, which is crazy. Everywhere he goes, he's the most valuable.
They played 9 minutes without Jokic, and the difference was 29-3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
29-3 without
Did y'all
Jokic.
see their backup center? He
Oh
was
my
bogus, bro.
goodness.
They backup center was bogus.
That boy Jovic was out there bogus too.
Yeah, I didn't see one.
Yeah, he
impactful
hit
thing.
1 3.
I didn't see one impactful thing Jovic did.
He settled too much.
Yeah.
Spoelstra at halftime, like, hey, I want you to work on this. I know we're playing against each other right now, but work on some other things, man, because you tripping.
How y'all think about Wade on the commentary?
I like Wade. Me and you was just watching a different game before this. I like Wade. He more funnier
Yeah.
when it's the USA because he knows them.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
But I like it. It's good to see him get
I
his
love the
feet wet.
him joke.
I did the first time, but
I
after
think-
time number 7, it's
But
like
I think he's doing it because he knows. I think he's trolling the internet.
I don't know.
I just love it because he do got that like LeBron is my brother
Yes,
type feel.
yes.
On it. When they was talking about something and he just could not stop talking good about LeBron.
His mama call him Bam, so I'm gonna call him Bam. Like, oh my gosh, Bam Monte.
I know him personally. His pronouns is he, him. Holy shit, Wade. I thought for him to not have any experience, he was pretty good.
He
other than
was,
that
yeah.
part. He gave very insightful, fun stories about everything, firsthand accounts on everything. Told stories about when he was on the Olympics with Kobe, just a bunch of really cool stuff. And I thought the Noah Eagle was phenomenal as well.
And that's I.
You heard him when he's talking about the charges?
No, son.
That's his son.
That's Lil Homie. That's his son, yep.
Y'all heard him when they were talking about the charges?
No.
when I think somebody took a charge on LeBron, and
Oh, he said that's a brave man.
as a brave man, he's like, I was more of a shot block over here.
My favorite thing, because I'm a college guy, he said he's from the school of Tom Crean, small guards attack the rim.
Yep.
You got Wade at Marquette.
He said it twice.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Victor Oladipo at Indiana. Anthony Edwards at Georgia. Tom Crean know what to do with them small, stocky, athletic guards.
My favorite part.
Look at F. RDC.
My favorite part was when he was in the middle of a sentence and he saw somebody wearing his jersey and he stopped commentating to say what's up to the dude in his jersey. He said, I've been looking for it all day and we finally found one.
It was another moment he was trying to say something. He stopped. He like, my bad, I'm watching the game too.
Yeah.
I'm watching the game too.
I like it because he looks and sounds like a fan out there,
Yeah.
which is really, really
I would
dope.
love to hear him on real commentary. Put him on the real games.
Yeah, I think he's a busy-ass dude. I mean, he's a part owner of the Utah Jazz and
Oh, yeah, that's true.
all that
Have him
stuff.
do the Jazz game.
about
He
to
be in the
start
arena.
a
He be sitting-
nail line.
Yeah,
He
no,
is
he's
opening
got-
his
he's
own
got a
salon.
lot.
I'm going to definitely have to slide to that.
But if he wanted to have a future in it, I feel like he could.
Yeah. I wonder how other former, like Carmelo. How would Carmelo sound on commentary?
Carmelo Raw,
He too
man.
laid back though. I feel like
He
he's too laid back
back
to have like a.
You don't watch 7 p.m. in
Bro,
Brooklyn?
I've heard, but I don't know.
Mello Raw. Mello would be like,
Oh, no, Jeff T.
Mello would be like,
Jeff
dropping just never mind.
Mello would be like, hey man, Jayson
You
Tatum.
know what Melo's saying every time he
He gonna
see a
say,
big
man,
man get that rebound.
Noah Eagle gonna be like, man, I can't believe we haven't seen Tatum. Hey, for real, man. I already went to Steve Kerr ass and told him, put me in the game, Jack. You know damn about this Olympic shit. Mello, hey, man, I love Mello, man. And Mello brought PG on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn to talk to Cayenne. Oh, man. I'm finna
I didn't
tune
see
into
I
that.
had to see that. I saw that he went the other way around though. That he went on PG show.
Tune into that.
After the game, we
I can't believe you ain't see that, though.
it's out or it's just clips of stuff.
I think it was one went viral on Carmelo and like, man, I just got to tell you, I want to give you your flowers, P. Appreciate you. You doing your thing,
Because that's
man.
his GOAT, right?
And he like, man, you inspire my son. That's
Right,
big.
right.
He coming to the house, PG, all day PG. Like, man, thank you, champ.
Was it Cayenne?
Yeah.
Kind like, man.
Let's wait until you're a 10-time NBA year player before you start your podcast though. We know it's inevitable.
Yeah, I think he was just in there trying to ask questions.
Because he already doing social media stuff with Overtime. Like he's
Oh,
been
yeah?
at all of these
Oh,
things.
yeah, he got like a
interviewing
little
people.
documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draymond Green was kind of talking about that on Jeff T podcast.
What'd he say?
He was talking about how certain players want to start podcasts before they even establish themselves in the league.
Mm.
And he was like, you gotta have something worth. You gotta like build your name up and have somebody. You gotta be somebody that people care to listen to.
I agree.
And like, you can't just be in here on year 3 talking about you starting a podcast because don't nobody care what you got to say.
I think that apply to not even an NBA player, anybody. We be having a lot of people that hit me up, and I'll be like, man, I will for sure do your show. You're a supporter of ours, but like episode 3,
Yeah,
Don't
I
Get
definitely,
get some reps in.
I
Yeah, don't
definitely
bring
got
me
hit
on
up for
episode
1's pilot episode.
Yeah, don't do
They
that,
think
bro.
I'm on a new podcast.
Don't do that one, bro, because I want you to get the full value. Get that little, get you a little fan base, a little foundation, and then I come and you boom. But you bring me on episode 3, like Mike said, a pilot episode, and then you don't pop back out in 4 weeks. You done missed your little. You feel me?
Yeah, that's the amount of emails I get. Golly. Starting a podcast, would love to have you on. Starting a podcast? Come on, brother.
By the way,
You need to get the graphics made.
what mics you use for the podcast?
Oh,
Hey, seriously, y'all joking. I got a request like that before. Like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. If I go through with it, would you be? I was like, man, bro, you tripping.
those be the ones you just leave. And
I was like, I'm busy, but I got a cousin who would do it. I can give you his email too.
Kevin Durant did his normal Kevin Durant thing where he went onto Twitter to talk to people after the game. Twitter user, this is the interaction. Please, at NBA, adopt more FIBA rules and let us see the best really think the game and play the game like it's meant to be played. I'm reading it verbatim. Kevin Durant said, I swear y'all be yapping. What rules you want to see, man? Other user, I want to see 3 seconds back. Don't you agree? More movement, less ISO, quicker decisions, keep threes the same as the NBA, can't knock it out off the rim, that's dumb. KD said, if you want to eliminate defensive 3 seconds, then the game will be slower. Twitter user, I don't disagree with that. I'm 40, so I've been around since the late 90s, LOL. But more schemes and quicker decisions offensively, not as much holding. NBA is fine, man, LOL. I'm reading it verbatim, by the way. I swear to God, I'm reading it verbatim. So if it sounds clunky, I struggle with reading, but this is not me this time around. It's the best product in the world. It's the best for the best players, period. Love to see it. I'm watching y'all do it now. Kevin Durant says, the beauty of basketball is not calling all them sets, but playing off instinct and letting the talent dictate the game. Getting out in transition, driving and kicking, playing random basketball. You want a trick play every possession like it's football? That's not why our game is beautiful. And then they went back and forth a few different times. But what do y'all think? Because I enjoyed the FIBA game, but I don't know if I want to adopt it.
No, I wouldn't say adopt it. I think the NBA is fine how it is in terms of like the 3 seconds and everything like that. I thought both made a lot of good points. I do like his point though. I think there's a good balance for it though, because I always bring it up. The Warriors, how much challenge they had the flow of like they can get 7 to 8 layups a game just off a backdoor, a really good set or whatever like that. But Kevin Durant, he's also Kevin Durant saying that like playing out basketball instinct, that's the way to go. I think that's where you really see people's like best traits come out, when it's just more instinct instead of just like, let me just go through the walkthroughs or whatever, or this play or whatever.
I agree with Kevin Durant. I think basketball is an instinctive game. I don't even know if instinctual is whatever I said is a word. Instinctive game. Always should be read and react. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've never was a fan of like when the Rockets were trying to adapt their play style to analytics. You use the analytic in ways that it can help you, but I'm not going left because of an analytic. I'm going left because the defender is shading me that way, or that because
remember
that's just my strongest
Austin
spot.
Rivers didn't want to take a layup or a mid range,
right? Yeah,
or something, or he didn't want to take the open shot. Like that's where you just got to play instinctive at that point.
Exactly,
you know?
and that's the way I think the game should be taught, learned, and played. Whereas like if somebody's giving you space, you rise up for the jumper. If they crowd you, you go around. If they force you right, you go left. But if your strong hand is the right, we're going to find a way to get back right. But we just take what the defense give us. And I think that's why Kevin Durant is such a good basketball player, because that's what he does. And I think even with your point, I think it's more Kevin Durant point. The Warriors, and what you referenced, is not a play. It's a set where they are instinctively looking at what is opening up. So if we do a split action and 2 commit, we got the guy on the slip. If, the slip takes away the action, or the roll man takes away the action, then we got the shooter free. It's just versus like, it's not just a bunch of plays. And I think that's the way a lot of players prefer to play. Obviously, when you get to playoff basketball and different things, you got sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds. You got your quick hits to start off a game, the Jimmy Butler backdoor that the Bulls used to love to do. Obviously, you're going to have plays. But I do think the best basketball is when we have a set offense that we get into, and there's different
movement and actions. They kind of just like free flowing
counters.
Yeah,
it's counters that go to everything. So depending on how Darrick is going to play this as a big, if he's going to hedge it, drop, meet us, we got.
I think that's that's literally the best way to play, and you see the best teams do that, honestly. And versus like, I'm on the offense and I know that you're coming off a screen or whatever. I'm just specifically looking for you to come off that screen. It's like probably 2 to 3 other things I could be looking. I could be looking at who's rolling, who's going to be helping, and everything like that. And I think you see a lot of the better teams and a lot of players that play instinctively, they just kind of have that in their game versus like, let me just play by the book.
I think that's why when we were growing up,
and
going into high school we went to, I think not even as individual players, but just as a school, we were so behind a lot of schools because we were so obsessed with that. And what it does is when you put that type of basketball teaching into a program, it makes everything stiff. It then double downs on the worst thing that you could have as a basketball player or even a human, fear, and then it takes away your confidence. But if you have a free-flowing basketball, that allows everybody to be at their most confident. Because, again, if KB can't shoot, I can't be a coach trying to force him to shoot. I have to allow him to be as confident as he can be.
Why you pick me?
Huh?
Why you pick me?
Because you're the closest to me.
Oh, okay.
If Darrick can't dribble, we need to put him in a position to where he is comfortable. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? So I think having that is very key in basketball development too, and you see that around. The worst basketball player that's a kid, an adolescent, is one that doesn't have confidence, and they don't have confidence because they're being trained to be a robot. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this play. You're going to give it to the guy right here. But what happens is you play against a team, and not in practice, you play against a team now in a live rep where that is being denied. And oh my gosh,
He doesn't know
Timmy
what to do.
can't get that ball
That's
to
my
Richard,
favorite thing.
and
That's
now
my
he
favorite
shitted
thing.
on himself, and the ball is thrown in the fifth row.
Yeah. All it takes is one smart defender to sniff the play out, and it's probably a turnover for a layup.
Hey, you just go watch youth basketball. And it's like it's just like that ball is going to that corner because that is what the play is, no matter what. And should not how the game is taught.
I feel like it's one or the other. It's that, or it's the exact opposite, where there's zero structure at
There's
all.
zero
And these
structure.
kids are just out there doing
There has
whatever
to
they
be a
want.
What would you rather have?
A balance. You gotta.
Yeah.
You
That's
gotta
a-
be in
okay,
the
If
middle.
I
balance is-
had to pick one, I'm taking no balance. I'm taking absolutely
Yeah.
just creativity.
Just hooping.
Just
They
give me-
out
But
there
you know
hooping.
what?
Just
I
give me
think,
Rob
remember,
Seven
Dillingham.
AAU games.
Dillingham just
First of all, I got two examples because we had that famous or that big thing we had when we was sophomore B team, and we had Coach Lottie have us, and he was like, I'm not gonna badge y'all about taking bad shots, and we went out there and probably had our best game as a B team.
got to give a player confidence, especially a young player.
I understand. I agree with those sets and stuff, especially we talk about youth basketball, are ways in order to try to make players beneficial when they suck.
Yeah.
Like a player like me, sophomore year, I'm ass at basketball. Those sets are one way to make me be beneficial. It doesn't empower me to make the right read or anything, but also I should realize at a sophomore high school, my ass is not going to play the next level. So what can I do right now
Also,
to help my
but this
team
is
win?
my- but this is my
sophomore in high
question.
school. A lot of people still have hoop dreams.
For sure.
Yeah, no,
but
for sure.
this is my thing. I get that point, but what the hell are we doing? Because think about how much time we put in a season. We had practice every single day from 3:30 to 6. So we get on a 2.5 hour practice. We ain't got no crazy playbook.
Chin.
Nobody's skill set is really getting developed. What are we doing? Y'all babysitting?
And that's why
At some point, you
After
should.
school program,
At
yeah.
some point, you should have
And
been
that's
able
why
to
teams be
have
taking
some type of
advantage of that-
confidence
that,
in yourself to be able to do what the player is telling you to do.
And that's why teams like Proviso, they be running those like traps and everything. They take advantage of a lot of kids that don't have that instinct or don't know how to get past the damn press.
Because they look at the rest of the conference and say they're robots. Timmy has to give Mikey the ball right there. So hell yeah. If I was Proviso East's coach, I would tell Javon Carter to go press Bushaw, Tommy.
Hell, we had a press. Even our press worked against teams, so I know they press was killing teams. We had a press. This was like our last game of the season. We was had like this is like one of them tournaments too. We was in a big ass field house, and we kept doing our little trap or whatever. And one of our guys, he's our lead guard. He ended up with like 20 points. And he steady telling us like, man, I had all that 20 by myself. Me and the other kid, Matt, we forcing like steals back left and right, and he just getting a little layups talking about,
out.
man, I got 20 points.
I
20 is
realized
20 though.
Leaking out though.
20 is 20.
But all that to say is we were just trapping and making them have to think, and all of a sudden that just broke them down. Honestly,
I had a summer league tournament game in the same field house, and I kid you not, I probably had about 9 steals, and this team had this play. It ate us up in the first half, where their best player come off like a double flare, and he get this shot in the corner, right? And in the second half, my instinct just said, just go and steal it. Like, they only throwing it there. And I got to steal every time. Mike, I kid you not, bro. About a 4th or 5th steal, I'm telling myself, don't even go, because there's no way that they throwing that ball again, right? You just
They do
got
it
4
again.
steals. Dog, it made me look it made me look raw. It made me look way better than what I was, because I'm just getting the same steal. But again, it goes to the point where it's like they're so programmed sometimes, kids, that it's like the guard don't even know what else to do. And I'm literally like, and I wasn't scoring. I'm still ending up doing a hit, and we was down, but we ended up coming back and winning off of those steals. But it's just like, there's no way. And my coach told me, like, they would call a timeout after I got a few of those steals. My coach said, just keep doing it. Just stay. Because in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. You get what I'm saying? Now I need to respect my boundary or my part in the zone, because now they're going to know that I'm heavy going that way, and they're going to find a way to expose that. No, they never did, and we came back and won the game. And that's just bad. We went off on a tangent, but
Stop playing zone for kids.
there's
please.
no way.
Stop playing zone.
Teach them how to defend.
I'm telling you right now, Hinsdale South emailed me right now, and they say they need a coach at any level. I'm taking it. Us four become a coaching staff. I bet you they'll win.
Wait.
I bet you win. I bet you.
If he not in, then us three. Then.
I bet you they win. I bet you they win double-digit.
You gonna say, yeah, you ain't got time to be no damn coach.
I would make time.
He barely got time to get on the game.
He's just an assistant coach anyway. He ain't got to really. He just a good
You
cop,
gonna
bad
make
cop.
time to be at practice from 3:30 to 6 every day.
I'll make that time.
I would
I
too.
know you don't have kids. He has a full kid.
I have a cat.
You don't have kids. Well, you can leave a cat for a week by itself.
But
And that motherfucker will not care.
also, the main thing with him is the morning. So at 3:30 to 6, he could do.
Yeah.
He don't know your life story.
Imagine
Call
D
us
Mills
Hinsdale
teaching the
South. Watch
big,
D Mills not be a fucking coach.
D Mills gonna be teaching the bigs like bigs this way.
Fade away jumper right now. Learn this fade away.
That goofy ass shit that they used to do.
I think everybody should practice together.
Guards down here, guards down here.
When I went to St. Joe's, it was so different. Like it would be like everybody do was a dribbling drill, everybody do the post up drill.
Yeah, we had my
Rest
sophomore
in
year.
peace, St.
Our,
Joe's.
our coach was a pro from overseas, and that's how he ain't really conducted that way. But it's like we did these conditioning drills, and then we did But after a while, yeah, if your ass can't handle Darrick, you're not finna keep doing guards. We're not finna waste no time like that. But we definitely finna let everybody show what they can do.
Yeah.
We're not finna just say you go with the bid. Wait, come here, come closer. Man, you got a little tall. Yeah, go down there with the bid. Nah, hell no, hell no. Skill set.
Y'all doing it pro bono?
Hell no.
No.
Hands down,
No.
son.
They can spare me some change.
I don't
You
rock with hands that stuff like that.
I don't know how much a coach. Well, I don't know how much.
We
a coach
ain't just
would.
any coach. We
Well, they would just.
We've been
they
on
don't care about the athletics enough.
we've been
to
on
get
ESPN.
Anybody other than they don't mean shit. We about to see with JJ Redick actually.
exposure. We're gonna have a lot of people in them stands now.
Y'all social media
For
teams
real,
finna go
though.
crazy.
Yes.
Y'all finna get a lot of clicks now.
Do you think a high school care about that? Hinsdale South High School. With
You know,
Yeah.
you know how many of our fans will buy
Bro, do y'all remember when? Do y'all remember when?
from Jewel.
Walgreens? Oh, it probably is.
Is that
I
Walgreens?
think they care about us because several years later they changed that tweet correcting Darrick on that. Remember he had that football
That's only because
thing?
we made it go semi-viral.
Yeah.
But I think they recognize that because they don't have stuff that goes viral, basically at all.
Well, they ain't invited us back to talk to the kids at all. So
I haven't
that-
invited back.
Oh, you have?
I haven't gone yet.
No, I ain't got no invite. My email is open. I would go.
Who have you given it to?
I said my email is open. I ain't
But
give
who
it
have
to.
you, right.
No, you call me. I'm not
they-
gonna
do
call
they-
you to call me to come to the school.
No, I'm saying, but do you have any relationship with anybody else?
Hell no.
What
Then
if-
how would they know?
How would they know what?
That
Me, I been there.
I'm saying, how do they? Because you're king of the fourth quarter, Kenny.
I'm Kenny Beecham, yeah.
And Hinsdale South, you were Cantrell.
Beecham. not Kenny Wilson, Kenny Johnson. I am
But I'm just
Kentrell
saying,
Beecham.
I'm just saying, I don't think that they may know that king of the fourth quarter went to their school.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
if they, man, I'm Team Beecham. If they know, we on their
They
ass.
definitely know.
I'm just saying, I ain't know if they knew.
I've been back a few different times for a softball game, a football game here, there. They know,
Oh, okay, cool.
They know.
Then we on their ass.
but they ain't called it.
But like
My
for-
sister gave a speech there before I did. She didn't go to the damn school.
Oh, right, yeah. But like, for example, Coach LaCasa from Burr Ridge.
Yeah.
I see him all the time. I talk to him. He don't have an idea who Mike is.
Yeah, you do.
Well, Mike didn't play sports.
Yeah, he
Well, he
knows
played
it.
football.
Yeah, I
He played
literally
football that
played. He was
senior
my
year.
coach. He was my
Yeah,
coach.
that same year you did play football. I forgot. But you didn't play basketball.
No, I played. Do you think I
Wait,
need
no,
to play
no,
both
no,
for
no,
him
no.
to recognize me?
Y'all had a football team?
Yeah.
Right, because we didn't.
Yeah, y'all didn't.
And then y'all got it after.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay.
You remember that infamous moment of when LaCosta was mad because we lost to a team that had girls on
Yeah,
linebacker?
yeah. Do you remember that one coach?
Hey, but you know what's crazy? I know that girl.
She was nice.
It was
Yeah.
Lakeview, right?
I'm
Yeah,
talking
yep.
Yeah, I went to school
we
with
had
her.
this one coach.
Yeah, I
Yep.
went to school with her.
8th grade, we had this one coach. He was like one of the assistant coach, but like after every
I
practice,
knew her. I want to say I know her.
after every practice or every game, Coach LaCosta would be like, any other words from the other coaches? They'll look around and be like, nothing. There was one coach would be like, keep working, boys. That was the only thing he said ever.
Who, Mr. J-Sec?
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, he was one of his homies. He was
He
one of
just
LaCosta's
keep working,
homies.
boys. Keep working, boys.
the homies.
I really like if I was ever gonna play football, it was gonna be at Burr Ridge. I wasn't gonna play in high school. I really mad we didn't have a Burr Ridge football team when I got there.
I think your CTE chances go a lot higher once you play in high school versus 8th grade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 8th grade. I might have got a scholarship though, because all he would have to do is this. Whoop, touchdown. Whoop, touchdown.
All right, we got to take our break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the last free agents available and also one question for every Eastern Conference team.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
So the free agency pool is
Told you this might be upset alert, man.
bad. We'll see what Japan end up doing.
Tying it up.
Oh, tie game right there. Free agency pool kind of sucks right now, but there are still some quality players out there. We just saw Tyus Jones
Yeah.
go
best,
to the
best
Suns
backup PG in the league.
for nothing.
That's so
Matter of fact,
crazy.
let's talk about the Suns.
Why you
for a
say the
second.
best backup PG in the league?
I mean, he started last year, but like notoriously, he's been consistently the best backup point guard.
I
in the
think he's a
league.
starter now.
Yeah. Well,
Started
yeah.
with
Now,
Washington, started with Phoenix. I think he's officially a starter.
What's that lineup look like to you?
in Phoenix, him Book. Oh no. Bradley Beal's still starting. Book, KD. Oh, maybe he does start. You put KD at the
You ain't
4,
thought about this
and
at
Nurkic,
all?
Yeah, I have.
So what's your starting lineup?
Tyus Jones, Book, Beal. I mean, Beal's not the 3. I'm just naming names.
Right, for sure,
KD
for sure.
and Nurkic.
Okay.
We talking about if Bill came off that bench and it was Tyus starting.
He has Tyus starting with
Tyus
Bill.
is
I know. This is just to balance it out a little bit because you're gonna have some repetitiveness in the offensive lineup. And I was talking about people with like Suns fans on my streams, and there's like they could see it, but it's so hard to bring 50 M's off that bench.
Yeah,
Not if I'm
no.
the coach. Not if I'm the coach.
I don't think I will. In your case, it depends on how much power you have as the head coach. Some head coaches don't have that leverage.
I just got the job. Fire me.
Oh.
You just.
I was said, what's the leverage behind? I mean, like
I mean,
you
he had
did
to-
trade for him, and then honestly, it hasn't panned out to the best. You know, especially.
Who is that coach? Budenholzer, right?
Yes, that's his buddy.
Yeah.
I just got the job. Fire me. Fire me and get your third coach in
That
2.5
lineup
years.
doesn't feel like a Bud lineup, but I just don't think that there's many other options. I mean, Grayson Allen starts so they can just keep basically the same exact starting lineup as last
Yeah.
year. Like Bud is such a defensive-oriented guy. He just don't have a lot of defensive pieces to do what he would normally do.
Yeah.
I think for what it's worth, I think the Suns have had a really good offseason with not having a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah.
But I also can't feel confident and say that Tyus Jones and
Monte
Dunn
Morris.
and Monte Morris is like, oh, they're about to win the Western Conference now.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like there's like 3 to 4 teams that are better than them, which is crazy because they have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant on their team.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I do think Tyus Jones just brings like a certain level of balance within that starting lineup that he can kind of handle the ball, facilitate. He's not a guy that grants a lot of shots, and he kind of just makes everybody else's job around him easier. And I think everybody goes back into their natural position. Now you don't have D-Book having to be the 4-time PG.
Yeah.
Dude, Frank Vogel asked for a point guard last year, and they laughed at him and told him to get out the office.
Well,
Now
now they
he's
got,
when he
now
got
they got
two.
another
You
one.
got 2 real point guards.
That's
now.
why I'm telling people, like, Suns fans are going back and forth with me. No, Tyus Jones is starting. You have Monte
Yeah.
Morris. You're not about to start Book or Beal at the point guard, and then you have a depth chart of Tyus and then Monte. No. So I mean, I don't get why it's hard to bring $50 million off the bench.
Just because of a political thing, I think.
But this
They
is my
just
thing with
traded
the
they
like.
just traded for him. They traded for Beal to come in and be a.
It's not like they signed him to that. Like they traded for a player that they thought they could help him win, and it just didn't work the way you thought it would be. It's not like you just committed to Bradley Beal.
From a political standpoint, I always get that. But like when people were saying that, I thought they were saying like, "Man, you just got to start him." Like I really don't think so. I think that's why teams end up in the positions to where they can't kind of navigate around those mistakes because they don't want to just bite the bullet. I think biting the bullet right now, we're just saying, hey, we went out, we acquired somebody who didn't really do what we thought it was going to do. So how do we navigate around this? And I think navigating around it is saying he is coming off the bench. Yeah, he does make $50 million, but what's best for the team? We got to start thinking what's best for the team and not trying to save face for James Jones and the ownership who signed off on it. Hey, are we saving the team or are we saving face? Saving the team says what's the best generated 5 players for fit purposes that gives us the best chance to win and then gives us the best chance of having bench production. And to me, that looks like Tyus Jones, Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, Yusuf Nurkic. Then off my bench, I have Bradley Beal, Monte Morris. I have somebody else that ain't coming to my mind. Who is the center?
Probably Ryan Dunn, maybe.
Oh, they signed Mason Plumlee.
I have Mason Plumlee.
They got O'Neal still there.
And I have Royce O'Neal.
Who was honestly, I think, one of their best pickups.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got a good.
With that
That's
little
a
tenure.
good second.
That's a good 9.
Monte Morris, Beal, Royce Plumlee, and I got a young Ryan. I got a good thing going. Versus,
I feel like they lack variety on their team. Like that, what you just said, that 9 is a really good 9. Like that's a real NBA
they don't
rotation.
have that 6'7"
It's
wing.
something missing about it.
Yeah,
Man.
no,
it's
small, man.
It's that 6'7" glue guy wing that kind of just defend other team's best player.
If I took out Grayson, who was an incredible shooter, and I put Dorian Finney-Smith, it might move you a little different. But they got this 6'5" thing that's just
that's
just like
6'3". They got
around the course, and they don't have a power forward.
Yeah, KD is the 4.
They don't have a power forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think KD at this point of his career is the 4. He can play the 3, but I prefer him at the 4 at this point.
Were they a really bad rebounding team last year?
Let's see.
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
And even if you do think Kevin Durant is a 4, I just still think they don't have a power. They don't have power forwards.
Size.
Yeah, they don't have any. Like, okay, he's your power forward. Now you look at the depth chart; it's just him.
Yeah.
I guess they got EJ Liddell.
They were middle of the
acquired.
pack. They were literally 15th in rebounds and rebound rate. So
They traded David Roddy for EJ Liddell, so
Right.
there's another power forward body.
still, okay, let's get back to this free agency pool. I'm going to name a player, and y'all tell me if y'all think they will find a team, and if you have someone off top of mind. If not, that's completely okay. Markelle Fultz.
This is interesting, but as of right now, probably not.
Brooklyn Nets.
They got Killian Hayes, so that's right.
They did just bring in
I
Killian.
want him
They
to
did.
sign to a team. I really still like Markelle Fultz, man.
It's crazy to see Killian Hayes got a job before Markelle.
I would have loved to have seen Markelle get picked up for the Dallas Mavericks instead of Spencer Dinwiddie.
I was indifferent. I would have liked for the Dallas Mavericks to pick up Dennis Smith Jr. Thought he was more so like that tough. Defensively, Dennis Smith Jr. is crazy. So I thought that would have been a great pickup for Dallas. They gave him a little spark off the bench.
Last year,
pick up full court.
Markelle averaged, if we were just rounded to make it round numbers, 8, 3, and 3 last year.
Yeah, it wasn't a great year for him.
It's not the team is not meant to be focused around him at all. But having a team with basically not many shooters did not help him at all.
Oh, Miami.
I think that could be a good play.
Miami.
I'm just
But there's
looking
so
for
many
that place that
He
needs.
has to play behind Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero. I don't know. He
You
really
named 2 guys.
You're right.
And those are probably starting together, too.
True. You're right.
Next guy, Dennis Smith Jr.
I feel like he's gonna sign somewhere. I don't know where, but there's gonna be a team that's like
Milwaukee.
they're gonna. He played really good last year.
DeLon Wright just got picked up over there.
True. I feel like he's going to be on a contending team. I don't think he's going to go to a bottom feeder team, but maybe even Memphis. They could somehow get that in there.
He's gonna find it. He played really good defense last year, and he kind of stood out.
Sacramento Kings.
He stood out.
Next guy, Vontae Graham.
I don't know where he goes.
The Raps for some time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shooting guards. Luke Kennard. You remember they opted out of it and said, we're going to restructure your deal.
Yeah.
And that was like a month ago.
Are they still restructuring it?
I no idea, bro. I got no idea.
Orlando. Just do it. Just do it. Don't ask questions. Just do it.
Luke Kennard is such a good basketball player.
He's been one of the best shooters.
Or go back to Detroit. Just do it. Just
Like
go.
the new CBA has ruined the free agency market.
Yes, it has.
There's good quality guys here who don't have deals just because teams are pigeonholed financially.
And they don't want, and the teams that aren't technically pigeonholed, they don't want to hit the
Second apron.
No, not even the second apron, but like the hard cap.
Oh yeah.
Where they could bring in a guy like Luke Kennard, but like, is it worth it us spending this extra $4 million if Luke Kennard makes us one win better?
Ooh. Go to Golden State for the low. Or the Lakers. I go to the Lakers. Matter of fact, no, I wouldn't. I go to the Bucks, bro. I go to the if I was in this position and I was Luke Kennard, I'm going to the Bucks for the low. Y'all want to play games with my money? Bet.
They already got Gary Trent doing the exact same.
Nah, he ain't doing what I'm doing. We finna take turns.
That would be a great boost to the Bucks 3-point shooting if they came into the offseason with Gary Trent and Luke Kennard.
Or I go play with Luka and Kyrie.
Is it over for these guys? We watch them on the TV right now. Is it over for Evan Fournier?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
When Luke Kennard is sitting out there, yeah.
Is it over for Gordon Hayward?
No.
No, I think he has a skill set where teams will still take a chance on him. For right now, at least. He just can't stay on the damn court.
Doug McDermott, is it over for him?
No, I thought Doug McDermott was a solid. He was solid when he was playing.
It might be.
Marcus Morris Sr.
Yeah.
It's over.
yeah.
Was that?
He was on a Mavericks cheering.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking of the Cleveland. That was
A senior.
Yeah, okay.
Did you say senior?
That's a senior.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's senior got some time in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was hooping with Cleveland.
Yeah. I thought you said Markeith. I'm sorry. Markeith is on a Mav. Yeah, Marcus Morris Sr., he yeah. Truth.
Is it over for Tristan Thompson?
I don't know. Somehow he keep a job though.
He gonna get called.
He
gonna get called.
It's always gonna be Cleveland.
That championship, it keep you a job.
that
One thing
what
about
it is?
him, he gonna come and rebound that ball and play hard.
I thought Chris Jenner just had a lot of context.
Maybe.
Is it over for JaVale McGee?
I'm not even being funny.
Yeah.
It probably is.
JaVale?
If he couldn't get down with the Mavericks, it's gonna be kind of hard, bro. Because all he had to do was just play ball, like play hard.
Which is crazy because his previous year in Phoenix, he wasn't that bad. He was pretty good. So to see him go to Dallas and not be able to crack the
Then he
rotation.
went at Sacramento after that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think JaVale got another year in him.
That's like the pool. We got like Isaac Okoro, who's restricted. He'll probably end up back with the Cavs.
I saw sign and trade with the Brooklyn Nets. They're trying to work out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Who
Yeah.
the Brooklyn? Are they getting? Is it Dorian
They just
Finney-Smith?
said that they're just trying to work out. Yeah, I'm sorry. it was.
Overpay for Isaac Okoro, get him about $15 million to
I
bring
did
that
see
DFS.
Dorian, yeah,
That
I
would
did
be a
see
really good pickup for them.
Yeah, no, that
And
would
Isaac
be,
Okoro was a good player.
but I just think that 3-point shooting is still always so damn iffy that it hurts the lineup sometimes when he's out there. But he does a lot of things defensively and he's a good cutter. But if I can get Dorian Finney-Smith, who I know is going to come in and compliment everybody very well from the jump, I'll take that.
Preston Chewy is still out there, but from everything I've read, that the Knicks still plan on bringing him back. They're just trying to figure out the backup center position because if there's a backup center available, hypothetically, for $5 million, they'll re-sign Preston Chewy for $5 million and sign and trade him. So they're basically trying to make out some deals in order to move Precious, and if they can't, then Precious just be back on the team as a Knick.
Okay, yeah.
Jay Crowder is also available.
It might be done for Jay, unfortunately. Unless Milwaukee just brings
Y'all
him
know
back
his
again.
dad played in the NBA?
No.
No?
You just found that out? Or you?
Found that out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
What was his name?
Jay.
Was his dad like a productive basketball player?
It was spelled Jay instead of J.
Yeah, they just changed it just a little bit.
Corey Crowder
No.
played 2 seasons in the NBA with the Jazz.
Ooh, I got somebody to add
wow.
to my what's it called when we
Hoop
got
Critters.
the alliteration players.
Please
Oh.
draft Corey Crowder. No, because you're usually my teammate. Don't draft no damn Corey Crowder. The last thing we're going to do before we get into the major questions, I just thought this was interesting. I saw this on Reddit by Megatron Don. In 2001, ESPN asked their users who they thought the best player in the NBA was. They got 65,000 votes. Can y'all guess the 6 players to be at the top of the list?
In 2001?
2001.
Shaq.
Shaq is number 5.
Okay.
Which is crazy because in 2001, that's like prime
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal. The fact that he wasn't considered number 1 is ridiculous.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan's number 6.
David
Allen
Robinson.
Iverson.
Oh yeah.
Allen Iverson was number 1, which does make sense because he's a goddamn fan favorite.
Yeah.
He wasn't the best player in the league there. Even though that's MVP season, he's not the best player in
So
the league.
I'm going to say something crazy, but this is fan doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan.
Nah.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
Kobe still in? Is
Kobe,
still-
yes,
oh,
he's
yeah,
number
yeah.
2.
Okay.
Y'all missing 3 and 4.
And
I was surprised Kobe's higher than Shaq.
2001. Oh, Tracy McGrady should be high on this. He just won Most Improved Player.
Nope, he's not in the top
Okay.
6 at least.
Um, Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett is
Oh,
number
Good
4.
one.
Yeah.
I also saw a clip of LeBron James when he was a rookie saying that Kevin Garnett is the best player in the world right now.
And
How many
then-
players we missing?
One.
What position?
4 man.
Oh, Dirk.
Nope. Western Conference though.
4-man Western Conference. Chris Webber?
Chris Webber is number
Oh, yeah.
3. Shout out to C-Web, man. It's a lot of history that we don't really get to dive back into.
And for Shaq to be number 5, you said?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that
Shaq
sounds
under
crazy.
C-Web is wild.
Yeah,
Um,
that's that list is crazy.
One of my off-season things, because I'm always looking for like new projects and stuff. LeBron James has been in like the spotlight for 25 years. It's crazy to think about 25 years. My memory of LeBron James comes from basically 2010 and after.
That's crazy, KB.
In 2007, I'm 9 years old? Like I remember watching basketball, but I mean like day-to-day memory of
Yeah.
Bron. So what I'm gonna do this offseason is go back from his rookie season until that point. And like I know the history of it, but
Yeah.
I can't say that I was locked
You
in
was
live
consuming
completely.
it as like a real,
As a kid, I was a 9-year-old. I
You
was a
watching it so
10-year-old.
casual. You was probably even playing with toys and stuff.
Man,
running around.
hell yeah. Probably. I definitely
wa-
was in there with a little Undertaker
Oh,
in the
same.
ring while watching Bron on TV.
On the phone with Kyrie?
On the phone with Kyrie, yeah.
It's crazy seeing LeBron be who he is because the hype was so crazy. Like,
That's one of the most admirable things, bro.
I remember in my dad's apartment in Oak Park, and I don't even know if you remember
Shout
this.
out Oak Park. Whoop, whoop.
We was having a 2K tournament, and the 2K tournament solidified the draft order of this poster party my dad put together for us. My dad has, up until the last, I'd say, 5 to 7 years, had collected every Slam magazine to ever exist. And in the middle of these Slam magazines are posters. So all of these Slams he had in the 2000s, he was like, I'll just let y'all have like a draft, like a poster draft, right? I had got number 1 pick. And with the number 1 pick, there was a poster of LeBron in high school dunking the ball.
Yeah.
And my brother wanted that poster so bad, bro. And that's why I remember the start of the LeBron thing, because we saw LeBron go viral on the news. On the news, this makes me sound old. He did a between the legs in a game in high school. And that's when it started. And then he got on the cover with him and Sebastian Telfair.
Yeah.
And I just remember that poster, and I remember having that poster. And then I remember going to school, and I was just able to see that hype just build and build and build and build. I remember getting a LeBron James jersey with Cleveland wearing into school, and how big of a deal that was.
And you start sleeping in it about 12 years later.
I have got it, my big boy one. I remember the Zoom Generations, one of them, not being able to find my size. I remember that first game against the Kings. Like LeBron, I remember when LeBron first got on 2K and he was like a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Bron had no jumper, skinny, the headband. Like Bron just, I remember when he had the Sprite commercial and he cracked his neck. Me and my brother used to try to do that shit. Like Bron just, I really think of Bron, and I think about my older brother Deshaun. Man, LeBron was just, he was that dude to us, and we had no idea who he was about to become.
Right.
Yeah.
Like before any of this, Bron was that guy to us.
Yeah.
Like he just was the dude. And then to now see who LeBron is, when I be calling people Unc out of respect, you feel me? It'd be like, oh, Gilbert, you Unc, what's up? But LeBron is really like Unc.
Yeah.
He been around for so damn
LeBron
long,
is
bro.
really
Like
Unc.
I be thinking about, especially when we see a lot of these players that we kind of like, or at least I grew up watching and seeing Kemba Walker and him retiring and everything like that. And he had a pretty decent, like, long career. And he's just one of the few that was kind of recent. But like LeBron has been there for 2 of his careers.
Yeah.
When
and
LeBron
been-
got drafted,
Yeah.
my mom bought me these pack of cards.
Mm-hmm.
And in this pack of cards were the 2003 draft. And I still got, it's a holographic LeBron rookie card. And he got his white suit on with the Cavs hat. I took it to school one time for a show and tell.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking to the bus, I was trying to show somebody because they told somebody that I had it. And when I opened it, Mike, cards flew out. The LeBron one was one of them.
That's a $20,000 mistake.
I
man.
went and got that card though. I lost a couple others, but I went and got that one, right? Just right-handed guy, this all happened. I put it back in the thing, I get on the bus, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't. I'm so glad I got. I pulled the card out, I kissed the card, and I put it back in there. Somebody saw me do it and was like, what the hell are you doing? But they didn't know that the card almost flew away. So they just think I'm doing some weird shit with the card.
Love me some Bron.
It's like some movie type shit, like what the hell? And I'm like, I couldn't even explain it. I'm like, you don't even get it. Just keep going on the bus, man. Just keep going on the bus. But like, man, crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's one thing to like know the history. I think it's another thing to experience the history. So that's what's making me go back. And obviously, it won't be the same as if I was watching live. But I do want to
Absolutely.
be able to experience those
for
things.
sure. No, that's one of the just great things I'm appreciative of. Cause yeah, Kobe's my favorite, Penny's my guy. Obviously Jordan didn't really live it. Could feel the impact of like Jordan and everything, cause I was right after it. Lived during Kobe shit, but to experience the whole Bron shit from like, oh man, I wish I could rewind and tell me and my brother what Bron was gonna be, because we probably wouldn't even believed it. Like, man, hey, just so y'all know, in 20 years, Bron gonna be on the Lakers. He'd be like, man, stop it. Bron gonna lead it. He gonna lead the Cavs and go to the Heat with D Wade. Watch. We'd be like, what?
Would you do that to yourself though? Would you want to ruin the?
Nah,
like,
never.
come up?
No,
Never.
I would like to enjoy the journey.
Never.
Yeah. All right, let's get into one question for every Eastern Conference team. I think
Does
this is
LeBron even have that logo anymore? Where the L and the J used to make like and he used to have them like on his
And it
wristbands.
used to be like a B in the middle.
No,
No, it make like the crown.
Yeah, it made the crown.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
the crown was in the middle. yeah.
Oh,
Do we still even use
I haven't
that?
seen it in a
Yeah,
while.
that's
That's not on his shoes no more.
It might
I mean,
be
you
like
would
little.
know more than all of us.
It
'cause you
might
got
be
more
like-
I
than
haven't
us.
worn a pair. I mean, I have a pair, but I haven't
Oh,
bought
right.
a new pair of LeBrons in so.
But I know he was transferring to like more of the lion.
oh,
I was
yeah.
at Dick's the other day. I didn't realize that the LeBron 21 was nice. They're not the 20s are the best, I think, but the 21 is pretty good too. And I was like, maybe I should buy a pair. And I remember that I haven't ran on the basketball court in like 2 years.
We should hoop soon. watching the whatever they was doing, what's marking them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that was fun though.
it made me want to hoop. Playboy decent.
Shout out to Max.
Looking
man.
like the full reviewer.
Oh, Keith Lee.
Yeah,
Oh, Keith Lee?
he
Oh.
reminded
He
me.
also
of
do
Keith
like
Lee.
King Morgan.
He does look like King Morgan.
That was funny. So yeah, shout out
This
shout
one
out
right
to
here.
RDC.
There, you see that's the L and the
Oh,
J.
yeah.
Talk to me, Mike. What we got going on? You throw out the first team too.
Let's do the New York Knicks.
Okay.
My question was, where does Randall fit in?
That's
Also,
crazy.
like going with his, if he doesn't fit into the team, what's his value look like in terms of a trade?
Actually, I wrote 2 questions for the Knicks. I'm gonna answer your question, but
Me and Mike got the same question, by the way.
yeah, I wrote that one in case somebody brought it because I knew the Knicks kind of had that weird Randall thing that a lot of people don't have, so I came up with another one. How Randall fits in, I think he just kind of had to come in and he can't focus on being the number 1 option no more. Like he's no longer that guy. This team plays with a lot of team camaraderie. He has to fit into the culture. You just kind of got to buy in, and I think that's gonna do nothing but just help his value.
But my question is, what does him buying in look like?
So what buying in with him would, first of all, it starts on the defensive side of the ball. He has to be able to lock in on the defensive side of the ball. Also being a very good passer, which he can be, facilitating, not being a ball stopper, allowing the offense to flow freely. And down the stretch of games, sometimes he can have the ball, but knowing that naturally he's gonna have to defer to Jalen Brunson a lot of the time. And I just think the body language with Julius Randle is one of the biggest things throughout his career that you could tell when he's frustrated. He wears his emotions on his sleeve for sure, and you can just see it all the time. So he just has to keep that in check.
No, I agree. I think the 2 main points is probably the rebounding, because I think he's one of the best rebounders in the game in terms of like his just pure body and size and like force to go get it. And then also the playmaking. Defense, they got other defenders. You know, they got McHale, they got OG. They can play all the good defense. I'm gonna make sure I rebound the ball. Can we see some small ball lineup with him?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think they're going to close the game with him at the 5.
The only reason I say so is just because you have the perimeter to be like, okay, Julius, you could just kind of have to like hang with the big
He
man,
get
box
ejected.
out and everything like that.
You know, their closing lineup is going to be Brunson. It's going to be Josh Hart. It's going to be OG. It's going to be Randall. And then it's going to be Mikal Bridges. That's their closing 5 out the jump.
And I think it's up to Julius Randle.
Mhm.
We really have to see it. I'm not giving them nothing because that can easily be all of those guys with Mitchell Robinson.
That's true.
Because if we ain't no sense of giving up rebounding or defensive. But if he is doing those things, then we can do it.
I think the rebounding, I think he could really thrive at the most. And I mean, offensively, he don't really got to take the 10 to 15 plus shots. Honestly, he could just get a lot of those bully baskets quick in transition and just like let him eat that way. I'm gonna do the rest of the other things, the little things to help my team win.
The other question I had for the Knicks was, can they do a better job of not more so Thibs? Can he do a better job of not burning out his guys towards the end of the season? Because that way, playing Dante DiVincenzo and them 50 plus minutes in a closeout game when that game means nothing, those type of moments are times where you would rather have them resting and getting ready for the postseason. Just I think putting all those miles on those guys throughout the whole regular season. I know you're trying to win and you want the highest seed possible, but you got to be fresh when it comes postseason.
I had a different feeling about that when I seen I think it was Jalen Brunson talking about like he said I hate when people say that like we just look exhausted from all this type of things. Like they did run out of gas, but bro, they had like a 6-7 man rotation.
Yeah.
Like with a couple more people, I don't think they run out of gas that much like that.
I think that they also had some freak accidents though. That's when we get to the point where it's a 6-7 man rotation. Like Thibodeau does have the reputation obviously of running his guys, but I don't know how much of that was this season other than like Julius Randle was out for the year. Mitchell Robinson got injured again. Like we could go Jalen Brunson eventually broke his hand. Like those are things that's not a Thibodeau thing. It just so happened that they happened during the run. And would I rather play Alec Burks an extra 12 minutes or would I rather play the 50% 3-point shooter Dante DiVincenzo those minutes? I feel like I know my answer to that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year will also be a lot different because everybody gonna come in healthy, and we got a lot of bodies, man. We got a lot of bodies. But I agree. I never looked at those injuries as like, damn, Thibodeau won't sit them.
My
I just
question
think that's a sports media narrative that people buy into.
My question is, how do you quantify success now? Right, so last year was a successful season. Even though obviously they didn't get to the conference finals, whatever, they were one of the most fun and loved teams in all of basketball. But this year they threw fuel on the fire, and they traded all the first-round picks and got Mikal Bridges. They bring back all their guys. Jalen Brunson signed an extension for a lot less money. So what is a successful season now? If they make it to the conference finals but lose, do we say that was a good year? Is it champion? And I don't mean just for this year. I mean for this entire span of this core together. Like if they never win a championship, could we still look back and say like that was a successful Knicks time? Where is the goalpost now for the Knicks after spending so much?
I think it is a championship. Honestly, you do all this to give yourself the best chance, and I think you got to you have to match up with the Celtics. And I think on paper they are one of the teams that do have a chance to match up with them. I think you have to kind of like. You're going to have to go through them to get to a championship.
Yeah, I think two things happen this offseason that makes it like championship is the end goal, and if you don't get it, it's a failure. One thing, they traded 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. Actually, 3 things. They gave OG $200-something million. And then the third thing is Mikal Bridges left 113 M's on the table.
Jalen Brunson.
Who did I say?
Mikal Bridges.
Oh, Jalen Brunson left $113 million on the table. So 3 things happen for you that are kind of like in the direction of that we are championship or bust. So that for me means that
and I think my final argument for it too is just that this has got to be your biggest window with Jalen Brunson taking that pay cut. Because if it is going to be like you're going to give him that big payday once it's up, you probably not going to have to be able to get that same roster you have right now, especially at like with Jalen Brunson being as good as he is right now too.
I think the success comes from being the best team that you can be. Are the Knicks the best team to anybody up here by default?
No.
No.
So the Knicks just have to be able to put themselves in a position to have that chance. And as long as they do that, it's going to be a successful season and run for them. I don't think that the Knicks are a championship or bust team. That sounds crazy to me. But if the Knicks lose in the first round to the Orlando Magic, that's a failed year. If the Knicks get to the conference finals and they lose to the Celtics, who win their second back-to-back championship, then, I mean, they ran into a team that nobody has an answer for, and you just try again the very next season. But I do agree with y'all that I think the goal has to be a championship when you have this amount of investment in it. You got Jalen Brunson taking a pay cut, which sets up Mikal to take a pay cut. You gave up the draft capital. It's not much more wiggle room you have to go get some star to come through. This is the team. So, and on paper, they have a lot. They're going to be able to compete. It's just about striking when you can strike. I don't know what this season is going to look like, but every year there's a window for some random team, especially in the East, to get through there. And I don't know if it's going to be the Knicks this year, the Bucks, the Magic. I don't know if it's going to be the Cavs. But it may not be any of them. I respect the Celtics. The Celtics may come back and say, we are who we thought we are, and we showed y'all. Y'all continue to not buy into it. We going to go on a little dynasty run. And if they do that, then I don't think there's anything where the Knicks are like, oh, we failed. It's just that this team decided to go on a dynasty run, and they can't be, touched.
Somebody else threw out a team.
The Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic.
I put I bet, does this team need a point guard still?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they went out against KCP, but I feel like that was one of the biggest kind of areas they needed was a point guard going into the offseason.
Yeah, I made a video about this, and I like the bet that they made, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are betting that Jalen Suggs is that guy, and they're not at this. Again, they made the playoffs, and they were very a 7-game series versus the Cavs is pretty dope. As one of the youngest teams in basketball, but they're not one of those teams that have the pressure to have the answers today. And one of the things Sam Presti said going into last season, I know y'all remember that everybody's like, you have 17 first-round picks, go out and go get you a guy. And he was like, wait, we got to figure out exactly who we are and what we have. And they did that. They made the playoffs. They got eliminated by Dallas. And then they figured out, okay, Josh Giddey's not a part of this rotation. Let's do that. I feel like the Orlando Magic is at that point now where we want them to go get a point guard, but maybe the point guard is Jalen Suggs. And they're taking that chance now because they're not an expensive team at all yet. That was also my question, though. Is it going to be Jalen Suggs? And if it's not, okay, what do we do next season in order to find that point guard to be on the roster? Is it trading for Trae Young if he becomes available? Is it something like that?
Do they believe in Anthony Black all the way?
Or do they even need a point guard? Because when it comes fourth quarter time, the ball's in Paolo's hand anyway.
But you got 3 quarters before that.
Yeah, but I still think he's like a.
But I think they can coexist.
Yeah, they
though.
can coexist. But do you have to put that pressure on? Do we need to go get a facilitating type point guard when we have Paolo, who can pretty much be our point forward?
Paolo is good, but I think Paolo is not. He's not LeBron James. What point forward have you looked at? Even Giannis needs a point guard.
Yeah, I see what
I haven't seen any point forward outside of LeBron where it's just no, don't need to invest in a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the last guy we've seen that?
Doesn't really exist.
Yeah, except for Ben Simmons. Well, no, they was playing him at point guard.
Maybe Jokic when he had Compazzo.
That was because Jamal Murray was hurt.
And guess what? He needed Jamal Murray.
Hey, didn't he win MVP that season too?
He sure did.
Got his ass bouncing at first.
But I think that they're going to need one. And again, it could be one of the guys on the roster.
Well, Anthony Simons has now been confirmed of being shopped around the league right now. Him and Jeremy Grant.
Mm-hmm. One of them is getting traded.
One of them is getting traded.
According to them. I don't buy it, but one of them is getting traded.
So Anthony Simons could be that guy that comes in. One thing he does provide is a big boost at that scoring. Well, no. He probably...
he boosts his scoring?
No, I was thinking does he start?
Who?
Anthony Simons.
On what team?
The Magic.
Hell yeah!
I don't know.
No, he doesn't. KCP starts.
Okay.
And then you got Paolo and Franz, Wendell,
and Jalen Suggs.
He doesn't start.
Hey man, Anthony Simons. You're not going to get Anthony Simons and telling him.
That's why I don't think they're not going to
get Jalen Suggs.
Yeah. Again, I don't think they're going to make that decision now. They're going to see what they have on the roster.
I like Jalen Suggs. Anthony Simons starts over him if we go out and get him because he ain't going to be cheap. You're not getting him for no bullshit.
It just feels weak. I mean, he's an all-defensive player. It's like when the Herb Jones thing with the Pelicans. If Brandon Ingram's there, we going to have Herb Jones come on defense? Probably not. He is part of one of the biggest parts of our defensive system. I feel the same way about Jalen Suggs.
So we don't know this Pelican starting line. What is their starting line?
I have no idea.
Right. So it's just DeJounte not coming off the bench, right?
For sure.
I know Anthony Simons not coming off the bench.
I don't think Anthony Simons isn't established enough to where I'm like, oh yeah, he's for sure starting no matter what.
Darrick.
What? DeJounte is a completely different thing.
Let me ask you a question. What is the hypothetical package that the Magic would send to get Anthony from the Blazers? Tell me that package, and you tell me if that package is for a motherfucker that you're bringing off the bench. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know what the package is.
And that's why I don't think it's
But hypothetically, what would you assume?
It would probably include Gary Harris and Anthony Black, maybe.
Gary Harris just signed an extension. He's not tradable.
Oh, true. Then, I don't know what the package is.
I think in order to make it happen, it will be one of the young. It would be an Anthony Black. It would be something like that.
Anthony Black was a 6th overall pick?
something like that, 5 or 6 years.
You're investing a 6th overall pick for a guy that you just finna bring off the bench. I don't think so. There's no way you can convince me that.
That's why they wait.
What's the Pelicans lineup? Who's coming off the bench over there?
So I don't know.
Is DeJounte Murray? Do you know?
DeJounte's starting for sure.
Okay. All right.
I think they're just praying that they can get Brandon Ingram off the roster.
I think so too. How much money does Anthony Simons make?
Yeah, I think it's like around 20-some million.
That was like 25.
24, 25.
That man, he's a starter. That man ain't coming off no bench, man. If he coming off your bench, you're not trading for him. I'm sorry. Anthony Simons ain't coming off no bench.
Not for the Magic.
Yeah, not for the
Because
Magic.
he won't be a Magic.
Yeah, that's
And that's why making a trade right now is just interesting because we're about I feel like we're close to camp. I know we're not,
Yeah.
but that's what it feels
It does
most
feel-
teams have their
yes.
14, 15-man rotation already or roster right now. So if we're going to trade Anthony Simons, what team is looking for a guard/combo to come in and score making $25 million right now? I think Jeremy Grant is more realistic.
I think it used to be the Magic, but then they signed KCP, and now you got to try to put your faith into Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if they were to go and trade for Jalen Suggs, it will. I mean, Anthony Simons, it will to bring him in to start. You're not going and paying for Jalen Suggs and whatever his price is going to be from the Blazers, who have taken their time to find a trade for him. They could have been traded Anthony Simons if they wanted to. They haven't. They're not finna go in there and I'm giving up Anthony Black, my 6th overall pick, to go get this dude, and I'm finna bring him off the bench. Get the fuck out of here.
I wouldn't even. It just don't look like he fit the starting lineup of what the identity of which they're trying to build. They have that defensive-minded backcourt, big wings, and a center.
They would
Simons
still be defensive-minded with Anthony Simons. One Anthony Simons don't come and fuck up the whole thing. You still have KCP out there. You still gonna have Franz, Paulo, and Wendell. Those are the same guys, and Jonathan Isaac. And this is the same team that gave you the defensive prowess that you had last year. Anthony Simons don't come in and just shift all of that shit out of the way. Hell no. No way.
Who got the next team?
Everybody gave their question?
No.
Oh, well,
Yeah, what's your question?
it
for
was
the
such a
Magic?
good conversation.
No, it was
I
about the
thought we could
point. It was about the point guard.
Oh, okay.
Mine was just, does KCP help boost the 3-point shooting from them being the worst in the league? Like, how much does he help increase the 3-point shooting?
I just think about the volume, honestly.
Mine was the same thing. Is the 3-point shooting still enough? And still not enough? And to me, the answer is yeah.
Probably, yeah. It's probably not enough.
I don't think KCP comes in and saves it all.
No,
Honestly.
no.
They're going to need
They would
another
need-
bounce back.
Yeah, they would have
Franz
to be
bounce back.
Franz. Yeah, that's
How much money is he making this year?
Franz?
I mean, after when his contract kicks in, he making what a year?
It's a 20% max. So I don't know what the number actually is, but it's a lot of money.
Franz Wagner got to come hoop. I like Franz.
ain't it like over 40 M's a year?
Yeah. Franz Wagner got to come hoop.
5 years, 224.
I loved your thing with the Thunder, figuring out what we have. He's a part of that. We have to understand exactly what we have in Franz Wagner on a night-in, night basis. Like I said, I'm a fan of Franz Wagner, have been, when I was wanting him to go to the Kings. But when you get that type of bread, you got to come.
25% max, sorry.
This game is getting crazy.
$38 million, not this season, but the season after this.
When it
Then
kicks in.
41, 44, 47, 51 in the last year when he's 28 years old. I don't think I know a lot of people been questioning the contract. I don't think the contract's that bad.
I don't think it's that bad either, but I think you do have to hoop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We gotta get you back to the, because when we were looking at Franz Wagner for last year, he was like, oh, that's one of them ones. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna be really good in this league. And then last year took a step back. In that game 7, he was awful. What was it, game 6? One in a game 6 or game
It was
7?
game 7.
He was awful, and it's like,
1-16.
we know that's not who you are, but we also don't know who you are for real. So it's like, what can we do? But shout out to him for getting that goddamn bag.
I like their team though. I like their team.
Do I just throw out a team to get it over with?
Oh, we looking for a team. The Bulls.
Okay, well,
Mine was is Patrick Williams ready to step up with the post-DeMar era? Like, we've seen him have productive moments when he wasn't playing with DeMar and Zach sometimes. So, like, who is Patrick Williams? Is he going to come out and show us who he really is? Or are we going to just see, like, this regress version of him where we're just like, oh, this dude was not worth the 4th overall pick? Like, where is he? I feel like we've seen, like, there's a little in-between area with him.
it's not a bad one. Mike?
I had put, like, what's the plan with Zach LaVine? Obviously, you keep trying to trade him and everything. And it feels like the Bulls are really trying to go for the youth movement. I just feel like they're trying to turn the page. They just don't know how to.
That's
Well,
the
there's
plan.
no market for
Yeah, that's
Zach
the plan.
LaVine.
To trade Zach, but nobody wants him.
Literally.
What's your question?
What the fuck is this team?
Okay, so my question, this is good. What was your question again?
Patrick Williams.
This is about Patrick Williams.
My question was, who wins? Because, this big pot of Bulls shit,
Bullshit, yeah.
my question is about everything that y'all saying. So, Patrick Williams. Who
are you?
Who is he? You got Zach LaVine trying to get trade value. You're trying to figure out the direction of the team. You want to empower Coby White. You just drafted Modest at 11 that you want to be able to give him some type of good foundation to his career. You also have Ayo. Like, who is Ayo? Like, there's so many different things going on, and it's like, who wins from all of that? Like,
There's so many storylines for this weak-ass team.
you're going to
For real.
trying to build up Zach LaVine's trade value could affect Coby White's surgence as the guy.
And Ayo averaged 18 last year. He's just going to go back to the bench. He averaged 18 when he started.
Yeah.
We can go back to the bench? Like, that's crazy to me. But
Trying
we
to
also
figure out-
traded for a guard, and we can't get off Zach LaVine. You're not going to bring Zach LaVine off the bench because that just
I've
makes him
never
harder
seen
to
a
trade.
player I've never seen a player have more like we can't find any suitors for this person.
Well, it's
It's
there's
more
no
so
trade
the value of
value
his
in him.
contract.
It's
that's
not
so
the
much.
player. It's
It's
the fact that he's making $50 million when he's not as good as the other $50 million players. And also, he has had some injury
And also, teams
like-
saw Bradley Beal get traded for 50 M's, and he was the third option. And they just like, do we really want to go to our roster for that?
Y'all ever seen the movie Life?
second apron, man.
Yeah.
The Bulls can't get right. Because even seriously, when the Bulls made good decisions and things happened, like the Modest thing fell in their lap, they parted ways with the Rose, and you're like, oh man, they trying to get. Even now, it's like when you look like they was going into a direction, it's still we're like, man, if you put too much focus on this Zach stuff, Coby White and Ayo take a back seat. You put too much focus into Modest, now you just paid $95 million to Patrick Williams, who has no identity. You try to get him an identity, and now Modest Buzelis is on the bench with a distraught rookie year. It's like something is not going to go right this year where like, oh, man, we just can't even worry about Zach, and now you gotta just keep $40-something million a year on your team because you can't find us. It's something, you know what I'm saying?
I think my least favorite part of it all is that we're going to be bad, which is fine. But we're also going to be bad with regression.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite thing is, like, if you're going to be a bad team, we want to see this player be better,
Coby
this
White
player
like
be
last
better.
year.
But again, I'm not blaming Zach because it's not him. He's just, his job is to go out there and play basketball, and he does that. But with him being on the roster still and it still being Vucevic on this team, we're going to see the second and most improved player, Coby White, probably not get as many touches. Ayo Dosunmu's not going to get the touches that he should probably get. Hell, Lonzo Ball is still on the team. That's another storyline. He's on the roster and can play 5-on-5 again. This team sucks,
That's
and they
actually
have
a
no
crazy
direction.
storyline that I forgot about.
Yes, bro.
That Lonzo's coming back.
And and again, the front office, by all accounts, are not ready to tank. If they're going to do a Zach LaVine trade, they're trying to stay competitive. What the fuck? Did we not just watch Cooper Flag go against Team USA and have a ball? You don't want to have a chance to get that kid? Ace Bailey? VJ?
They're one of the most confusing franchises. They really are.
They stink. Yeah, they stink.
They do.
It's so weird being the third biggest market.
Modest Buzelis
like-
and Cooper Flag.
Hey,
Remember that little video of them going one-on-one?
and you got Josh Giddey, white boy summer in Chicago.
Oh, they do got Josh.
White
Giddey.
boy summer in Chicago.
No, Vic for the lead. Oh, he missed.
Yeah, we got
Rudy-
20 seconds left in this
I
game.
told y'all they was gonna do it, and they got no Rui. He got ejected.
I told you he was
We got
raw, P.
ejected?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I
this.
told you he was raw.
He did. He hit the big free throws.
All right,
No,
I'll-
he on the bench. Stop it. He on the bench.
I'll give out the next team to get it over with. No disrespect to Brooklyn Nets fans, but like, Mr. Brooklyn Nets right now. We know what your direction is. We agree with all the trades you've done so far, but damn it, I'm still going to ask my question. Can you somehow find diamond in the rough? Could Darrick Whitehead become a part of the future? Could Zaire Williams, who you just took
Noah
a flyer
Clowney.
on, Noah Clowney be?
Jalen Wilson.
Jalen Wilson was good in Summer League. Like, can you find a diamond in the rough to make it be like, this is a setback year for one of the top picks, but can you find somebody else that's already on the roster that can be that other than Cam Thomas?
I basically
Yeah.
got the
That's
same
what I-
question.
yeah,
Is this Cam Thomas?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, how good is Cam Thomas? Because like I felt like last year we saw glimpses of him where we like, damn, he should be starting, but it was like, oh, maybe he is a six man. So like I felt like he has this weird variance where like he looks like one of the best scoring guards in the league, and you're like, damn, he should be starting. But then it's like, maybe we should just chill on that. Let's let him be our spark off the bench. That's really figuring out who Cam Thomas is.
I had basically had the same thing. Just how do you find success in this season? Obviously, they're traded away some pieces. Still looking to move Cam and Dorian Finney-Smith, but how do you find success in this?
Yeah. Finding a good place for Cam Johnson would be nice. If they can find somewhere for him. Or maybe he's the diamond in the rough. Maybe he's comes out and
he's
he blossoms.
29.
No, but like maybe he comes out and he blossoms and we like, oh
Into
damn.
what?
I don't know.
I thought there was a little glimpse when he had the series against Philly. He was throwing down dunks and stuff like that. I was like, maybe he do got a little
I
jump.
love your optimism, brother. You more optimistic into him blossoming into something than Anthony Simon started on the match. And I thought Ant was your boy.
You look like Coby White when he found out he got drafted.
23-year-old rookie is still crazy.
He
to me.
said, what?
Well, Daniel Tyson's a 26-year-old rookie.
But he also had an overseas
Yeah,
career.
that's true.
That boy Cam Johnson came out of college, 23 years old, ready for the league.
How old was Compazzo? Not Compazzo.
Pablo
Pablo
Prigioni.
Prigioni.
He's like 35.
He's a 35-year-old rookie.
Another overseas.
Yeah, he had overseas career too.
Shout out to Pablo Prigioni, I think.
He still hoop?
He a coach.
Nah, he's a coach.
I forgot on what coaching staff.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Was it the
he's
Rockets?
on.
Well, I thought
He did play for the Rockets back in the day.
Wasn't it?
I feel like I saw him in the playoffs.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah, it
I
is
feel
the
like I saw him in
Timberwolves.
the
Yep,
playoffs,
he is
yeah.
on the Timberwolves staff. Yep.
Yep.
Can they do it?
He was 35 years old.
Max.
Oh,
Black boy Max. Is
and
that
that's
a
an
4-point play?
and-one. Oh, my
way.
God. What game are we? I'm sorry for the people that's listening. 3 hours later, this game is getting very intense. So you know the outcome. We don't. All right. 3-point, potentially 4-point play with 10 seconds
This is
to
why
go.
you don't tweet, because I was ready to tweet, because I did call.
I did tweet.
You did?
I did get a tweet out.
At the beginning of this podcast, I said they gonna do it. I thought Ruby was gonna have a game of his life, though.
Fouling a
He
three-point
did
shooter.
24 before he got ejected.
Oh, he did? Okay.
That's fouling a 3-point shooter up 4 is so crazy, bro.
Somebody throw another team. Let's stay on track, but also
The Heat.
The Miami Heat. All right,
Will
talk to
Jimmy
me.
Butler take the regular season seriously? With this being a contract year for him and he wants to test the market, is he going to be demanding the money that he wants? He wants 50-plus M's. Is he going to be able to get that if he doesn't take the regular season serious? I don't think so. So I think we're going to see a big year from Jimmy Butler. At least I would hope so. Unless he goes into the market and then it's just like, you're not really worth 50 M's.
I think he got too much pride. Even at that point, he would just not go to the Heat. But is the blow up next? Is the blow up next where Jimmy Butler take the regular season serious, or he doesn't? Maybe he gets hurt again. You know what I mean? He hasn't played a lot of games over the last season because he's dealt with injuries. Outside of him not taking the regular season serious, then you just also have this team where I think the Heat can be always competitive. But when you talk about the Bucks, you talk about the 76ers, you talk about the Celtics, you talk about the Knicks, you still got to respect the Cavs, the Magic are climbing. You just talk about all of these teams. I even think if you do take it serious and you are trying to compete and you are competitive, there's a world where you're just not good enough, and it's not a lot of avenues where they can, get better because they've sat on their hands. You know what I'm saying?
You perfectly put it, because my question is literally, what is the expectations? Because we look at the roster, we know it's not good enough. It's just, if you looking at Jimmy Butler to see if he can still do it, if not, or see if he's the answer. But everybody knows this roster is not good enough. And we know the expectation for the Heaters to be better. So I'm thinking next, is it going to be the blow up? Are we looking at, do we think Terry Rozier was the right move? It don't look like it so far. Do we think Tyler Hero's going to be the star of this team or anything? Like, they have a lot of questions,
If
and
you're not
none
good
of it's
enough-
really getting answered.
If you're not good enough right now, and you're not willing to extend and pay Jimmy Butler the money, and you're not good enough with him, well, how good are you going to be without him, especially if he walks? And that is going to lead down a bunch of different other questions you have to answer, because then it's like, what we doing with Tyler Hero? Obviously, I don't think they traded Bam. You have Bam, Jaime Jaquez, Jovic, so Khalil Ware that they draft. I just don't. I don't know, but some type of moves will be on a horizon, depending on what goes on with this year and Jimmy Butler.
Oh my God, he took the shot with 3 seconds to go. He missed it. Damn it. Okay. My question is, when did the Heat become complacent?
That's what it
That
feels
has never
like.
been their identity. But over the last couple seasons, they've been just kind of cool with being who they are. And that's just not the Miami Heat that we grew up with.
So they had who are the guys they've been linked to? They Bradley Beal. It looked like that was a right decision, maybe to skip out on that one.
Yep.
Who else?
Donovan Mitchell, but he
they've
signed
been-
his extension.
every
so
Signed
time
it's
his
dead.
extension.
That was
Kevin Durant, when he was leaving Brooklyn.
They had Damian Lillard talks.
Same.
Oh, Dame was the biggest name.
Dame
yeah.
is the one.
They're just always in the mix, but haven't been able to do it for some time. And that's just, again, not the Heat way. So it's just very weird to see them have an offseason where they didn't really do anything, and they're saying that like, hey, us adding Terry Rozier at the deadline is our offseason because we didn't really get to see what he looks like with the full team. Which sure, I understand the idea behind it, but do we look at the Boston Celtics and say that we competing with them for real, for real? And if we do that, do we feel the same way about Philly? Do we feel the same way about New York? Do we feel the same way about Indiana? Do we feel like they're kind of okay? So Pat Riley, wake the fuck up because you're not getting the most out of the Bam Adebayo era, and you should be.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see a team that went to the finals and regressed ever since. They've literally just backtracked ever since then.
And granted, they've had some really bad injury luck over the last couple seasons, but that can't be the excuse every year.
Run was a run.
I felt like March Madness, bro.
Yeah.
It felt like March Madness.
And they've lost pieces off that team. I mean, I'm not saying that they missing them, but what's my boy name? Vincent left. Caleb Martin is gone. Max Strus is gone.
If you had one really good playoff series for the Heat, you're getting a contract somewhere else.
Yeah. One of the reasons they didn't get Dane, they couldn't find a third team that would want Tyler Hero.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wanted Tyler Hero.
Same thing with the Lakers. Nobody wants D'Lo. Yeah. Nobody wants D'Lo. So, like, a lot of these teams that are trying to make moves, they got to find that third team to get involved, and nobody wants the other player.
Get ready to root for him, Darrick. He's going to Portland.
Who's going to Portland?
D'Lo. And a Jeremy Grant package.
Oh, yeah. It sounded like it was agreed and then reneged on. Fournier.
Mike, throw us another team.
The Philadelphia 76ers. How do we preserve JoJo so he's good to go for the playoffs?
Mine is for both Paul George and
Damn,
JoJo.
You got to reserve both of them.
Yeah, we got to somehow make sure both of them are ready for playoff time because neither one of them have consistently shown that they could play through a full playoff run.
Yeah. Mine was, can they afford a buffer year? I mean, like most of these people have never played together.
Yeah, like a year of gelling. Yeah,
yeah.
I see what you mean.
And with
they
Joel
honestly
Embiid,
could.
I know. I'm thinking about health-wise with Joel Embiid being 30 years old. How many more years does he have as one of the top whatever players in basketball? Paul George being he is. Can you afford for it to be year 2 of his contract when y'all finally look as good? We just don't see teams add a superstar player in a lot of cases. I'm saying that for Paul George, and immediately become the champion. Right? It usually takes some time to get used to the new situation, new coaching, new everything. Again, they brought some people back, Kyle Lowry, Kelly Olynyk, and so on and so forth. But a lot of this team is brand new playing together.
Kelly Oubre.
What did I say, Kelly Olynyk? Yeah. Oh, my fault, Kelly
This
Oubre.
is my counter to that, and I agree with you because it's just hard to do that. And it's not like Paul George went to the Clippers and he just got them a championship or anything like that. But I think he should be one of the more people that's like easier to kind of move into the spot just because I don't think he demands really the touches. Like, I think that Philly's probably going to still run a very similar type of way. It's just a lot of those shots Tobias was probably getting, and a lot of those times he got his numbers called. It's Paul George now.
No, please call that man's number way more than Tobias Harris. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But my point
Tobias
is,
Harris is afraid of the basketball in the
It's not
playoffs.
like they need him to drop 25 plus a night.
They will.
Yeah,
You think so?
When it comes playoff time, they're going to need that.
They need Paul George to be effective. I get what you're saying, but I also don't think Paul George is like Luke Kennard.
No. Yeah,
so he is going to demand the ball. He's going to need a lot of shot attempts, and you're going to want him to be sharp.
Aggressive, yeah.
You just don't want him to. He's just not going to disrupt the flow of Embiid and Maxey, but you definitely want him to be aggressive.
Yeah, I think he's very portable in this type of situation at this point in his career because like I think he understands his role, and I think he's a true professional at this point to where like he's going to come in and he's going to play his role, but he's also going to be Paul George. You're still going to get nice where he's the number one option. He's still going to be going crazy doing his thing, but he's also going to defer to Joel and Maxey a lot of nights, and he's going to be playing like that facilitator, I'm going to get mine when I can type role, and I think it's just going to relieve a lot of pressure off of Joel and Maxey, especially talking about those last 5 minutes of the game. It's no longer just give it to Joel and everybody just watch.
When
now,
PG locked in and he looking like a threat, it just makes it so much harder to guard Embiid because now it's like you got to think twice about doubling. You know what I'm saying? Just like Maxey last year. When Maxey was, as a Knicks fan in that series, I wasn't worried about Embiid. Embiid kind of going to do what he going to do. But when Maxey is hitting, it's like, what are we doing? Because it's like, naturally you want to double team Embiid, but it's like, no, don't double team because now Maxey's open.
Now Maxey's coming in looking swole.
I gotta go back and check like the first quarter points for Joel Embiid because I swear he had like 14, 15 in the first quarter.
And then
The rest of the other people start trying, like Tyrese start getting into it. Tobias will eventually start getting into it. All the other players. But Joel getting his 15 to damn near 20 in that first quarter.
Oh, for sure. Another team we could jump into, let's go ahead and let's do Indiana. What's the future for Benedict Mathurin?
Hey, we kind of had the same thing.
What's the true direction there with Andrew Nembhard taking this big jump and looking like he's like the clear-cut starting guard next to Halliburton? So, like, what are y'all going to do with him? Are y'all planning on him being there for a part of the future, or is he someone y'all planning on trading?
Yeah, I had odd man out, question mark. It's a lot of bodies. I agree with you, D. Mills. I agree with you. You got Tyrese Halliburton, Vic Turnt. You got T.J. McConnell, Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin. What's my boy named? Ben Shepherd. You have Aaron Nesmith, Jarris Walker, Pascal Siakam, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Jackson, Miles Turner. It's just so many names and bodies that it's just like we know by now. We've done this a lot of years. Rick Carlisle gonna do what, 8-9? Somebody ain't getting a piece of the pie, and they thrived without Benedict Mathurin. I ain't trying to put Benedict Mathurin on the trade block, but you just
they made it to the conference finals.
Basketball minds have to wonder when you're looking at this roster.
My question was, how do you prevent it from being Atlanta Hawks from a few years ago?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Because if you think about the Eastern Conference, we keep talking Boston, we keep talking Philly, we talk New York, we talk Milwaukee. That's already 4 teams that you're probably taking over Indy. And then we've had the conversation where you may be taking the Cavs.
I would take Orlando as well.
So, like, if that is where you're at, then you got Indiana number 7.
Yeah.
So how do we prevent that from being the reality? Yeah. Is it just, okay, Tyrese is completely healthy now when the playoffs he wasn't? Another year of Pascal Siakam. Again, we do have Andrew Nembhard looking better and better every time he touches a court. How do we prevent it from being 2.0?
Basically, like, is there another level to this team? Because I agree with you. I feel like they were at their best when they were just one of the offensive juggernauts. They did need the defense, but they were standing like they were scoring 120, 130 points regardless.
They was giving up 139.
Yeah. No, when
I thought they looked the best once.
The defense was kind of like
3
mid.
weeks of Pascal Siakam is when I was like, okay, this team is pretty good.
I thought they were at their peak when they were just like, we're gonna outscore you.
Well, that was when Tyrese was healthy during those first like 40-ish so
the
games.
in-season tournament,
Yeah.
Tyrese. Yeah,
I ran into Miles Turner in Vegas.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And like in our hotel?
Well, I took Austin with me when I went to go see A Squared.
Oh, the
the
win.
Could this be like
He was in there. I asked
Sacramento? Remember they had that
said-
really good offense. Not even just
Said, who
focus
gonna
on
be
the
the odd man
offense. But like they had a lot of players who had really good years. So Tyrese, Miles Turner, I think had his all-star like year last year, and they took a step back and they just they're not as good as they were last year.
It's possible. I mean, because it is a decent parallel because the Sacramento year, they were the best offense in the league. And then the year after that, they dropped a little bit, and that was enough for them to miss the playoffs.
I ain't scored a point.
That fouling of man.
It happens.
She hyped.
Any other things for the Pacers?
Nah.
Okay, next team.
What's the next thing? Let's see.
Thank goodness All-Star
Let's go Milwaukee.
weekend is in San Francisco.
Mine for Milwaukee is Dame ready to play at the level we know he can. Like I feel like last season he was dealing with a lot off the court to where he really wasn't locked in and is engaged. He even said he
The Bucks, your whole question for Dame, and we covering the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know what? Can you say your question one more time?
You love you some Dame.
Is Dame
boy.
ready to play at the level that we know he could play at?
I have 2 questions for them, and one was, can they unlock the full Damian Lillard? Because I feel like for them to be at their full potential, they need that
You
30-point
a Dame
Damian
Glazer
Lillard.
too now.
The other one was, is Brook
I'm just-
Lopez still effective enough to be at like that level they think he could be at?
I think he's solid. He's effective, but he's no longer I mean, he could anchor your defense, but I don't really know.
Bro,
he
I
is
was
getting
having
older. The back is definitely a problem. But
I
like,
can always tell when we're late in the show because the thought processes just
the
don't
back
be
is
going.
definitely
no,
a
I
problem.
just
He's good. He's solid. He can anchor defense. Well,
Derrick just talk with no direction.
But I was
He
talking
just
to
be going.
to people in my stream, and I swear we was all talking like it's probably looking like Buck's gonna go like the Giannis at center way and go a different way. And then I think it was, who was it? The GM came out and was like, we're not looking to trade Brook Lopez. He's like, we're gonna take calls for him, but he's still like a big part of our championship roster or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't no way you believe in that, bro.
My question is, why can't they win the chip?
If you want a genuine answer to that,
No, I'm
think
saying
that-
like if
honestly.
they don't, they should feel bad. That's like a failure. They're a team that I think that they put together. They need to be looking at winning a championship. I think Giannis is gonna come in looking to win a championship. I think Dame wanna redeem himself. I think Chris Middleton is gonna be healthy now coming into the season. You got a Gary Trent Steele. You got Taurean Prince, DeLon Wright. You got Doc Rivers for the full year. All of them excuses is kind of gone.
Yeah.
my question was, how can we make this camp matter more than any other camp? Last year they came into it. Damian Lillard said he didn't even work out. Well, Doc said that Dame didn't work out
was
all
out of
summer. Obviously, they had Adrian Griffin in. They get rid of him, and now Doc Rivers has a full offseason to maximize the defense, get the offense ready, and they need their camp to matter more than any other team's camp. Because these other teams either have some continuity or maybe a little bit less pressure. Like you mentioned, I agree. The Bucks have some of the highest pressure in all of basketball to not compete for a championship, but to fucking win the championship. They have not been healthy in the postseason, or Giannis have been healthy in the postseason since 2021. So we need him to be healthy, and we need Dame to play at the level we know Dame can be. In this training camp, this offseason, they needed to really put together.
I think I get the feeling that Giannis and Dame kind of they get the feeling too, and they know that it starts with them. I'm being for real. I mean, Dame.
Every time I see dude that you say he wrong.
You know it's crazy because you already know. When I first seen dude, I had never seen dude before. I just said he raw as hell.
He's just on the bench though. I haven't seen him play. He's just on the bench just looking. But go ahead.
You're talking about the Bucks still, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but see, you made me forget what I
I'm
was
sorry.
talking about. P, you gotta stop with the distractions.
I'm
bro.
sorry.
You threw off his whole train of thought.
And don't remember shit he was saying and remind.
We could just go on to another team then.
But no, it was talking about the pressure of the Bucks winning the championship. They have a pressure where they should come in. Did little homie do it?
Bro, I almost just spit all of that water out on this.
I'm on
set, bro.
shoes too.
Fuck your shoes.
Oh, we got a game.
That's bad podcasting. Let's
I'm
stay
sorry,
like them.
I'm
Let's stay like
sorry.
them. Let's stay like them.
Yeah.
I'll give the next team. The Cleveland Cavaliers. My question to them is, how long can we be patient? Because I honestly feel like they're trying to wait out some of these bigger teams. Like the Boston Celtics can't be the Boston Celtics for more than like 2 more years. Some of these other teams the Bucks are the oldest team in basketball. They're not gonna be the same team in 2 years or so. We're a young team. We just signed our superstar to an extension. I don't think they're looking at. They might feel like they can compete, but let's be real. When it comes to a 7-game series against a lot of those teams, they just fall a little bit short. But they're also counting on Evan Mobley to continue to get better. Darius Garland to have a bounce back, new coaching. Where it's not going to be this year, but how long until
I'm not counting on none of the other stuff. Like with Donovan Mitchell teams, and this is going back to the Jazz, every playoffs, and maybe it could be just a him thing. It just seems like Donovan Mitchell's the only person that can really put the ball in the cup. When it all comes down to it.
Does he make anybody better? Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't know. And honestly, when I keep thinking about it now, I'm like, maybe they could have been a team that's like, you know what? Let's go get DeMar DeRozan to try to put us over that top because we need somebody who could also score the ball.
That's what I did in my 2K series.
They should have been the team that was like, maybe we could go get DeMar.
In my
Well,
2K
financially, I
series
just don't think they could have.
for the trade deadlines and the off seasons, I'd be kind of controlling everybody, and I made him go there because it's just like, why not? And they went to the finals.
The other thing
The Cavs
was
be making them pushes in 2K, boy.
other question besides that was just I feel like it's time you probably got to pick a big sometime soon now.
Yeah, I
It's only
said,
Allen or Mobley.
Well,
how-
it's Evan Mobley for sure.
How do they get better was my question.
Yeah.
This is same. We just gonna keep bringing the same kind of like idea of like the 2 backcourt, 2 front court, and we just trying to figure out the best wing.
Yeah, they're counting on Kenny Atkinson to make their team better. That's
Yeah.
their bet this offseason.
Yeah, my question was how long do we keep the same backcourt? Like, how long of a leash does Kenny Atkinson have in order to make this work? I know you're not firing him, but it's pretty much breaking up the backcourt.
If Darius Garland went to the Magic, would he come off the bench?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, KCP. Next team. Hornets.
Can LaMelo stay healthy? That was pretty much my big question.
I think
If LaMelo can't stay healthy, what's the pivot?
2025
Cooper
first round
Flag?
pick, yeah.
Yeah.
My question is, like, do you really want to be in the 2025 sweepstakes? I kind of like their roster. Not enough to make the playoffs,
get
so
what
you're
you
going
mean,
to push.
though.
But I look at that roster. I'm like,
Yeah.
if LaMelo's healthy, that's a team that I'm, going to be fun. Commentary group is going to be cool. They could win 35 games, I think.
So you got Mark Williams.
Yep.
Then we
Who
got
also has to fucking stay healthy.
LaMelo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have
Brandon Miller.
B. Mills, Miles Bridges.
Josh
Green.
Bridges, Miller.
Josh Green hasn't scored in the Olympics so far. He's played 2 games. He's played like
He's
40
coming off
minutes.
the bench. He's not starting.
But he still played like 40 minutes total between the 2 games. Has not put the ball in the basket once.
And this is an upset, man. I know that's tough. Who their shooting guard going to be?
It could be Josh Green.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Josh Green.
It could be Josh Green, Brandon Miller, and them as the wings.
Bryce McGowan's.
Oh, maybe I don't like that
Nick
roster as much as I
Smith,
thought.
Nick Smith Jr.
But again, I'm not saying that you trade LaMelo to be in the 2025 lottery. Or
I
like
had
the
that
top
question
pick, but-
now because it was the same. I feel like it was damn near unanimous. Can we get a healthy LaMelo? But if not, do you start entertaining the idea of a trade with him too?
I've seen a lot of writing about people. Trey Man's still on the roster too. Could be him.
Trey Man's the starter.
A lot of like, hey, let's buy into Brandon Miller by trade of LaMelo while he's still really, really valuable. And I don't really like that idea because
I
it's
don't
not
like
like
it
they can't coexist. And again, we only had a small sample size of them together, but it's not like Brandon Miller is this ISO heavy guard. He's like, they could coexist. The only thing is they might be maybe slightly better than what you want going into the 25 draft. But this team has been bad for like our whole life. It will be okay
But
if
part
they're
of that
slightly
reason
better.
of them not kind of like going through the progression they probably even want is because dude can't really play over like 30 games.
My thing is
Last
that-
time he was healthy, they were about 500 team.
Yeah.
How many games was that?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he played around 60-something games that year. If I'm not mistaken.
I'll look it up really quick.
It's
But-
just got to be worrisome to have 4 or 5 seasons now, and you only gave me maybe 1 or 2 that's like a healthy season.
They were 43 and 39 the year that he played 75 games. That was his sole All-Star season. Since then, 36 games, they won 27, and then last year 22 games, so they won 21 games.
So yeah.
They looked when he was playing early in the season. They looked good. Who was that? They might have been playing the Celtics, and they
They
were
beat
kind
the
of.
Celtics.
Yeah.
When he's playing, they have a chance, but they need him to play.
Yeah, I think LaMelo he spazzed against the Celtics. They won.
Mhm.
He was
36, 9,
this
and 9.
much.
Damn.
Just about keeping him on the court, man. But
I
if
really
some
wish
team
the
if
Payne
they
would've won.
selling LaMelo, a
The
lot of teams will
Spurs.
pick up the phone,
Oh,
man.
for sure. Oh no!
The Spurs.
Don't even start, bro.
You
LaMelo,
gonna bring your fandom back?
LaMelo and Vic, cut it out. That sounds crazy.
He said, "Don't even stop."
You got LaMelo playing it too because CP still there.
The Wizards. Will Kuzma retire a Wizard?
Hell no.
That was my question for real. Because what they doing, bro?
I didn't know what I put. Can Alex Sarr thrive at the 4? Because obviously they just picked up Valanciunas too. Didn't have the best summer league, but that don't always write anything. But I don't know. They got to look for some things of success.
My question was, why is nobody talking about the Sadiq Bey signing being one of the best signings in the NBA?
You think it is?
Yeah, he won't play next season.
Oh.
You got him on a contract.
Lil
where you
homie
can
trying to
trade
get
him,
that dap up from Batum so bad.
where you can trade him once he's healthy, and it's a small enough contract where you can get some assets in return. You have him get that financial security while he rehabs. It's a really good signing, man.
Who signed him again?
The Wizards.
Oh.
he may never step foot in that facility, but he's on the roster.
I forgot that they signed him.
Didn't he tear his ACL?
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
probably will not play. Or if he plays, it's going to be late in the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be late in the season.
That's a tradable piece. They did the same thing with Rashawn Holmes. Now, Rashawn Holmes ain't as tradable as Sadiq Bey, but like he signed one of those smaller contracts with the idea that one day we might throw you in a trade package to go get some future stuff. I think that their new regime over there is doing pretty damn good, all things considered. I thought they had a good draft. I like the 3 players that they got, and 2 of them looked really good in the summer league.
And then the one that didn't was your second overall pick?
Yeah, you still got a lot of hope for him.
Did we see Bilal playing?
Yes.
He was playing this.
I did not. I don't remember seeing him on the court.
What's more important, play-in or lottery?
For the Wizards?
Raptors.
Oh, for the Raptors. Okay.
Because they have a
Lottery.
team that is not horrible, but probably won't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
If I got to double check this, but I think that their pick conveys to the Spurs now
because of the Jakob
because
Poeltl.
of the Jakob Poeltl trade, and they kept it from this year. It was like protected top whatever this year, the next year it turns into an unprotected. I'm gonna double check that, but I feel like they do not own their own first.
I was
round
looking
pick
at
this
their
year.
roster too, and I was like, okay, because they got a lot of nice pieces. My question was like, you got all the supplies. How do you kind of draw the picture? Because you brought in Emmanuel quickly and stuff like that last year after finally moving on from like OG and Pascal. So now you have it, but what do you got to figure out what you want next to Scotty Barnes and probably IQ at this point too.
You got IQ, RJ Barrett,
RJ Barrett's been hooping,
Scotty Barnes,
yeah,
and you got Jakob Poeltl, your shooting guard. Who I don't really know who they're gonna start at.
I mean, they're not gonna probably start Grady Dick, but eventually I feel like they want to move him into like some type of rotation. Grady Dick.
Who?
Grady Dick.
Oh.
I'm mistaken. I'm just gonna double check this.
What?
they
Bruce Brown.
already conveyed the pick. That was Rob Dillingham, 8th overall pick to the Spurs, and who traded it. So they do own their own first rounder this year.
Oh yeah, Bruce Brown's probably he's
Brown.
gonna start
He's the starter.
because they opted into that contract in order to hopes of trading him.
Yeah.
I be forgetting he over there.
Y'all
For
Lakers are very interested. They want those 2 first-round picks though.
Bro, name somebody my Lakers not interested in.
True.
You. Your fandom.
If I had enough clout, they would.
My question for the Raptors is playing the middle gonna work? Like Scotty Barnes an all-star, right? He'll continue to progress. But they're really banking on Emmanuel Quickly or RJ Barrett to also hit a big jump. And if they don't, then again, they're gonna have the 9th overall pick every single season. So they need one of those other dudes to pop off. RJ's averaging 35 and a half since 35,
25?
23 and a half since the trade. And he's shooting
35.
43% from 3. Like, it could be him. It could be Quickly. But they
35 and a
need
half. I mean, that's his team.
that, right? Shit, best player in the world type numbers. But they need one of those, at least one of those 2 guys to really pop off. And if we be real, they kind of need both of them if they want.
They need both.
Yeah, no.
They want.
You're expecting big jumps from everybody in order for them to be that legit play-in team.
Yeah.
If they was bad though, would you be mad at it? Like I feel like they have time to do what they had.
That's why I'm like. That's why
my
my question is like, what's the true identity of this team? Like, what are they gonna like lay their hat on? Are they gonna be this gritty the defense team? Are they gonna be a fast offense? Like What's the true identity? And I'm interested to see what they're going to do next
for the
season.
past 10 years, it's just been 6'8" forwards who can defend everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's not.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, now it's like a whole new identity. I'm trying to figure out what's the true establishment that they.
Boy, if you
with.
was 6'8", had some length, you was getting a job in Toronto.
Calling your
sure.
phone immediately. Next, did the Hawks yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are these the last 5 months of Trae Young as a Hawk?
That's crazy.
My
Mine's
question was
about
literally
Trae Young,
around the
too.
same thing. Is like, is this the
I hate that we have the same answer.
is
Mine
this the
is
belief in
different.
Trae Young year? Because I mean, you kind of got rid of like, not really got rid of it, but like John Collins is not out the picture. DeJounte Murray's not there. It's like you want to get back to where you are. Is Trae Young the answer for it? And now you have the year to kind of see.
Like, if this team is a play-in team, what do they? How do they feel as a front office? Do they feel like they can continue to go with Trae Young, or do they feel like they want to hit the full reset? I really
You
don't
got to
know.
hit for a reset at that point. You got to go get some assets for him.
Is Dyson Daniels the less is more fit next to Trae? That was my question.
Man, it's not a bad question.
If he can shoot, it's definitely possible.
I'm gonna just write a book called The Less Is More Theory.
It's Bill Simmons did it in his book, the Book of Basketball. He called it the Patrick Ewing theory.
Oh, so he didn't do it.
It's the same theory. I remember reading that when I was like a 8th grader or something.
Laurie Markkinen prefers to stay with the Jazz.
Did y'all see pictures of him with him and Keontae George?
was
He's
swole.
yoked, bro.
Yeah, he's swole.
Like, what the hell is he? Is he training to play handball?
I gotta look
Have
at
y'all
it
been
now.
watching handball?
I have watched
Handball is kind of crazy, bro.
Whatever is on when I first wake up, I watch.
Yeah.
I've seen handball, women's skateboarding.
I was watching
I've
skateboarding
seen
yesterday.
water
Skateboarding
polo.
was really fun, bro.
Yeah, it was.
They really fun.
I've seen rugby.
Yep, that was really fun.
I've seen volleyball, indoor
yeah.
volleyball.
I watched Nadal go against Djokovic yesterday.
Bro,
yeah?
Keontae George looks so young.
He's like a kid, don't he? He's like a little ass kid.
He got that. He is, bro. He got the look here, smile on him too.
That's why going to Olympics sound like so fun. You can just wake up and just choose to go to any random event and just.
Is that how it works? Or do you need a ticket? I'm
You
sure
probably
you
you probably have to buy a ticket, but it's like there's so many sporting events going on.
motherfucker had me thinking it's like a buffet.
Oh,
At 2 o'clock, I'm going tennis.
I mean,
4
there
o'clock,
probably is a package for that. You probably can definitely pay more for
Sound
that.
like a lot of
yeah,
money.
like a fast pass.
Yeah,
But
but
for Olympics.
I would love to be able to wake up and be like, oh, you know, what's on today? Oh,
What
let's
you think they eating over there?
in Paris? I don't know. I don't know what the food staple is in Paris.
You my food guy, so. All right.
Or escargot. How many teams we got left?
Only
we haven't done
handful.
Boston.
Yeah, we didn't do the
Give us
Pistons.
Boston. Give us Boston.
How good can we be at the beginning of the season without Porzingis? Like, Porzingis was a big part of the beginning of the season, which he was so damn good that, like, how good are they without him?
Yeah,
Just tough. I think you just tough it out though. Do it matter?
I think it would. I think that them having home court is important for a playoff series against some of the other teams.
Yeah.
So being one of the top 2 seeds will be important. They also don't have much depth at that position at all
They
either.
don't.
Yeah.
But they also are super talented, so they'll probably still make it work.
But also, like, thinking about without Porzingis, now Al Horford has to play a big increase in minutes throughout the
He's
regular
52,
season.
yeah.
And you don't want your old vet playing that many minutes. Eventually, he's going to get burned out. At least you would hope. Not
Cornette
hope, but like
minutes,
you would
man.
think.
They're getting center
Yeah.
Tatum.
Xavier Tillman, Luke Cornett, go get some in. I don't know. I just don't want to overthink it.
Yeah, my question is, I mean, can they be better than last year? I think every time it's like a repeat, teams get better. Like the
Respect the
teams,
Celtics, boy.
I mean, every team trying to match up with them, honestly, or at least get to that level.
Oh, for sure. Every team has now viewed them as the team to beat out east. So
Detroit Pistons.
How does this team look like a actual basketball team this year?
Like, can we not lose 28 straight games?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's crazy. That's expectations for your basketball team is not to lose 28 in a row. They just got. How do you make the non-shooters like work though? Obviously, you bring in Tobias Harris, but like a lot of your young players struggle shooting the ball.
They got one of the best shooting coaches in basketball on the roster now. So
They do.
hopefully he can get some Asar Thompson / Ron Holland jump shots to fall. And boom. My question was very similar to the Knicks one. What is considered a successful season for a team that's bad, that's been rebuilding for 6 years?
I think you guys just, for them, they got to show progress. Like, I think we see teams be bad, but you got to see some sort of silver lining where you're like, okay.
Say your famous line. If you're going to suck.
If you're gonna suck, you gotta suck good, and you gotta be able to make yourself look like a competent team in the future. You just can't be out there losing 27 or 28 straight games.
Remember the first 3 games of the season? I was like, oh, that team look nice. They just beat the Bulls. Zach LaVine had 50. And like the Pistons might be good this year. It might be good, and they were.
We always had that one team that just get off to a hot start.
And that's crazy that 2-0 or 2-1 was considered a hot start for the Pistons. That's how bad they were.
Nobody knew they was gonna lose 20-something games in a row after that.
Can you imagine how much money you would have been able to make if you
They
bet
said-
on a 20-game losing streak? For
They
them?
had that. I think you were Terrence was saying that like if you would have bet accumulatively over their losing streak, you would have won like
a lot of money.
yeah.
If you started off with $5 on the first loss and kept going against the Pistons, you would have walked away
No, you
That-
can say the word too.
accumulatively.
That and Christian McCaffrey touchdowns.
Oh yeah, he did go through it. He literally was like getting touchdowns like damn near every game.
I watched the receivers doc, and I understand it's not about Christian McCaffrey, but he was only in it like once. And again, it's about receivers. I mean, he's the guy, and they made like the playoffs feel like the receiver thing. Where Christian McCaffrey is a dog, and he scored like a hell of touchdowns. They didn't show any of them. They only showed the Debo Samuel ones. Because he was
KB, the
main-
only person I know to watch receivers doc and be like, "Where Christian McCaffrey?"
I just feel like it's
Fun
it's
fact,
funny.
on my cut team, I just put CMC at receiver.
Okay,
He my fastest player. So.
I just got
Look at him
Chris Johnson.
Yeah,
He my fastest player. He got to play a slot.
he be getting down too.
I don't even know why I open packs. I'm not finna play that shit like I thought I would.
Same. I'm still playing it though. Is there any other? Did we go through all 15 teams?
We went through all 15 teams.
Okay.
I just said we went through all 15 teams. Don't double check. when
I'm
I say
triple checking it. I got one more thing if y'all want to do it, or we can save it for next episode.
it. Say it for next episode.
was it the gym thing?
It's a GM
Oh,
survey.
yeah.
Say it for next episode.
All right. It ain't like the season's gonna change much between now and next episode.
Y'all know I've been watching this show called Blue Eye Samurai. It's good.
Sounds like an anime show.
It is. It's on Netflix. It's real good.
It's real good.
Samurai.
Anime still hasn't been anything that I've ever.
Is it anime or is
Oh
it
my
animated?
God.
It's animated. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's
I'm sorry.
animated. It's
It's
not
I keep
animated.
forgetting my Luffy hat in my car, bro. So Saturday I'm gonna wear it.
Okay. I wear my Doflamingo glasses.
Bet.
Okay.
If I get to see Akatsuki cloaks, would you wear it with me?
We've had this conversation for 5 years, by the way.
Would you do it though?
Yes. If you
Oh,
buy
okay.
it, I mean,
All
if
right,
I
I
ain't
got
gotta
you. I
invest no
got
money.
you. I got you. I got
Bro,
you.
this is a PG show. Y'all flirting.
Okay. But no, I would. Who your favorite Koski member?
Probably Dieter'a, or probably just like
Is Diderot's the hand claw?
Yeah.
Or the hand clay?
Yeah.
art is an explosion. I be forgetting people's names because it's a foreign thing that some of the names just become too different.
Matterer was
yeah.
definitely raw as hell.
That'd be
but
the
that's
thing
like
for me.
top
I
of the
can't
top.
remember their names and none either.
Kisame.
And Tachi.
I like Kisame.
Yeah.
Kisame is this.
Yeah.
The Zabuza count? I don't think Zabuza would count.
No, I don't think he was. He had his he's part of the Seven Swordsmen or whatever it
Oh,
was.
yeah, true. Look, he locked in. Oh, boy, you should have been a DreamCon, boy.
I should.
Yeah, we should go next year.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
I'm trying to go to that 18+ event.
I heard they were getting down. That shit, I ain't gonna lie. I heard they were getting down. They said it's not DreamCon, it was CreamCon.
I know.
No, I'm sure. When we went, mother was in a wilding out.
And it got bigger and better. Like, there's more people there now. So,
Y'all think it's silly because they get anime on. Anime characters be thick.
yeah, no, next year for sure. I wonder if they're going to do more creator events because that's like the cool part. I streamed their basketball game.
I was there the whole
That was
stream.
really fun,
It
bro.
was.
It was really fun.
I watched the whole thing through your stream.
Low-key MVP, John Quayle.
A man.
I didn't know who he was.
Need hustle, guys.
He's a football creator. He was everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
He played like a football
guy?
player.
I text Deuce and
Lucas.
and Soho Brody after because it's like they be carrying that shit. Bro.
Yeah, yeah.
They be
Without their
carrying that
commentary,
shit, man.
it's not nearly the same.
I had to hit them up like, man, y'all carried it once again, bro. Good shit,
Wait,
cause
was that like a 4-hour shoot that they
yes,
just owned?
bro.
It's
Yes.
tough, man. It's really
Yes.
tough.
They definitely bring the entertainment on the commentary.
You know who also was really good, even though he scored like 5 points?
Who?
Cash Nasty was playing like Giannis defensively as a help defender, bro. He was in that paint heavy, blocking shots and calls that misses and a bunch of different stuff.
I thought 6'8" homie was gonna take off.
Yeah, they told me like J-Dub gonna average 35. He had like 20-something. Don't get me wrong. He did have a good game, but it was a silent 20-something somehow. But that
Silent
guy
25?
Marcellus was hooping.
Uh,
We know Marcellus can hoop.
Yes.
He was hooping. But yeah, Plaque Boy Max. YPK Ray. Y'all remember him from
Ray
Slam
was
Dunk?
going crazy.
Ray was going. There was nobody that could stay in front of him.
It's
he fast as hell.
He's fast as hell, bro.
He fast on a trampoline. I know he fast on a
They
regular
was in
shoes.
KV Collins said he looked like who, Mike?
Who?
Just say they like he played like
John Moran.
Yeah. And I was like, bro,
KV said,
relax.
slow down, man.
Relax.
Slow down. I was like, y'all always gotta throw some sauce on it, bro.
But he was there. Nobody could stay in front of him, and he definitely was finishing that one. Left side, right side. But it was fun. Even dodgeball was fun.
Mm.
Y'all know RDC won 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
I feel like it's rigged though. They be putting those group togethers that never played
And you see
dodgeball
RDC be coming out, they be all set up. They be having one dude
They
protect
got
their back.
plays. Yeah, they got plays and shit. They really do that. But yeah, next year DreamCon, let's try to get there again. Because I'm assuming it's just going to be bigger. Every year I feel like they breaking records and stuff.
Y'all know what else we need to do? A cipher. AMP done ciphered up and y'all scared now.
I think what's their 5th year now? And they had Kevin Hart on. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart hopped in. on
Kevin
the
Hart
second-
was funny.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was up there freestyling.
The idea of a cipher is supposed
Yeah.
to be freestyling, but
But he literally seemed like he walked up and he was just saying stuff, but he was making it sound good, but he really wasn't saying
Hey,
up.
Davis.
Davis kind of snapped.
Yeah, he was singing on that shit.
Davis, I've been trying to do this rapping thing for 4 years. It ain't really for me. Switch the beat. And he came in and went, okay, Davis, do your thing.
I'm jealous, bro.
What's that?
Because you finna go see that movie tomorrow.
I am going to see it tomorrow.
Man, I didn't know how good Deadpool 1
I
and
was
2
trying
was.
to tell you, bro. I'm glad you hopped on.
And
this
then I was
train.
so glad because I just watched Deadpool 1. He's like, that shit was amazing. One, I was like, yeah. He's like, you gonna watch the second one? I'm like, yeah, probably tomorrow night. He's like, the second one even better than the first.
Have y'all seen the Deadpool movies?
No.
The second.
What's up? Y'all trying to go or what?
I would go with y'all. I would go with y'all.
Right. Y'all act like just because I said I'm going tomorrow that nobody else.
But we wanted you there though.
I'm not saying we.
I'm not saying
what if
we
it's
weren't
so
gonna
good
go.
that I want to see it again? It's possible.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I've seen movies
All
twice
I
in a week
said
before.
as long as Kyron go, I'm going.
I
I'm a
ain't double
follower.
back and see if they actually said anything though.
Domino is a hell of a character though.
Bro, one of my favorite characters.
It's so hard. Well, you got to watch the first two if y'all gonna go to the movies.
No, I don't. I didn't see the second one. I know what the fuck Deadpool is. I didn't see the second
But it's not
one.
about if you know what it is.
I like chilling with my homies and making
You
noise.
don't even know
during
we
the
there.
movie.
It's dark.
I'm
We
a-
six
you- I'm
seats
know
apart.
because I'm gonna be like Kyron, bro.
You gonna be talking?
You
in
do
here.
not need to bring.
Hell
beef.
yeah, I'm not going with him if he talking.
You do
to
not
me.
need to bring beefs in here. How you sneak that big beef in here?
No, but Domino probably she was so cold.
When I heard that she was gonna be a part of it, because this came out years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell do they demonstrate her powers?
Yeah.
And I thought they did it so perfect.
Bro, amazingly. And it's funny we talking about this shit years later.
Yeah.
But no,
But
yeah.
now that you just saw it, her powers is that she's lucky.
Always lucky.
How do you make that happen in movie or in TV? They did it. And I ain't gonna spoil nothing just in case y'all do end up watching it. But they find a way to make luck look like a skill.
And honestly, my girlfriend's like, if I had one power, I would always want to be lucky.
That's not
After
a bad
literally
power,
just
bro.
watching that shit.
Because you
If
can
I had
change
a
that to
power,
anything, bro.
I would
Yeah.
want to have all the superpowers.
That's that lame man.
This guy.
That's the super. So you want to be Superman?
No, I just want to be able to adapt. Like
That's
right
the
now,
So
more
you could be
wishes
Darwin.
wish.
I want to be.
Oh, Darwin.
What's my man's name? Stretch from Fantastic Four, so I can wrap around your head and slap you.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
He called him Stretch.
Honey,
Stretch
honey,
Armstrong.
where's my super suit?
Is that your
That's not
favorite?
even Fantastic Four.
It's not. But is that your favorite hero of all time?
Ain't that Incredibles?
That's incredible.
Oh,
Frozone.
you said
That's
Fantastic.
Frozone.
Oh, you talking about Fantastic Four? Okay, never mind. I don't know why.
He can be. What's my man's name? in
The big
Fantastic
orange
Four?
one
The Thing?
thing, yeah.
The thing.
They got a new one coming out. They just started filming.
For real?
Yeah.
Let's
It's got Pedro Pascal in it.
let's hire somebody to make a numbers on a board comic series, and we all are heroes. What's your hero? Walk us through your hero. What he look like? His power.
Look at the GOAT. Simone Biles.
My superpower would be ultimate strength, similar to like a Hulk. I'll be a Hulk type guy,
Okay. I can see that.
but I don't want to get buried though. Like I won't. Like I feel like the Hulk over time, he's kind of like his character isn't as fearful as like it was in the past.
Oh, in the MCU.
Yeah. Like in the past, Hulk was like this fearful guy that nobody really wanted to
He
go
became
against.
soft.
Yeah, now
got
all of a
scared
sudden,
one
I
time.
feel like they've kind of buried his character a little bit.
Yeah, they gave him erectile dysfunction.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
He can't bring out the Green Man no more. It's an allegory for erectile dysfunction.
Oh,
He's just Bruce Banner. He's not the Hulk anymore.
yeah.
My hero or villain name would be either Mr. Know-It-All.
Boy, if I
Well,
be,
And your cranium just fucking large.
he
Mr.
could be
Know-It-All?
looking like he. What was that? Fairly Odd? No, that wasn't Fairly Odd Parents, was it? No.
That was Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Jimmy. That was Sheen off Jimmy Neutron. yeah.
Or the Irritator.
You just irritate people.
I got like different things that box you up and just irritate the hell out of you.
You know everybody's
Sound like
weakness.
the Riddler.
You know everybody's weakness that sets them off.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to put them in a box with. ants
Or
and they
Mr.
hate
Know-It-All, if like on numbers of the board, I would just know what our opponent is gonna try to do. Mike is gonna be like, they're coming from the west wing of the building. And I would be like, they're coming from the front door.
ants.
Bro, it's so hard to pick a superpower, bro.
Nah, give me extreme accuracy, please.
No,
I knew he
With-
was gonna say that too.
Mike is
Oh,
your
with
anything?
Mike
With
is your
anything.
highness.
Your Highness. He performs better when he got a joint with him.
That's such a
Yeah, he shoot his opponents like that.
You know what's funny? There was a gun like that in Transformers. One of the big dudes. He always had a cigar, but his cigar was low key a gun at the same time.
You're talking about John Goodman's character. He
Was
had
it
the big
dude?
raspy voice. Yeah, that's John Goodman's
Yeah,
character.
That's
he-
hilarious.
His cigar was
That's
a weapon
hilarious,
at
for
the
real.
same
Which is
time.
fucking stupid that this car is smoking a cigar.
That was his character.
Yeah. I feel like your highness could be kind of a cool power because you could do it in a couple different ways. Where like if you're in the vicinity of the smoke, you get dazed and confused, or you can do it like when he hit that, he just there's a trope in anime, and it happens in a couple different shows. It happened in Demon Slayer. I don't know if any of y'all seen Demon Slayer. Where one of the characters is like a coward all the time, but when he's sleeping, he's strong, and he'd be like when Mike is high. He's that guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking in
or
two
like
different
Drunken
ways.
Fist. It's the same thing.
I was
Yeah,
thinking of
like
like Smoke off Mortal Kombat, how like his body is literally smoke. So say like they're trying to hit me, it's
It just
like
goes,
just
yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
And then two is like when I vanish or like teleport, it's just smoke, a bunch of smoke, and it's weed smoke too. So you get high.
Somebody make the comment right now.
Yeah, make me the irritator. I don't want to be Mr. Know-It-All.
You don't want to be Mr.
I
Know-It-All?
want to irritate people.
Is the irritator a villain? That sounds like a villain.
It do sound like
That's
that
a villain
does
ass
sound like a
name.
villain.
Sound like he
do
got
sound like a
repellent and shit for his weapon. Bug repellent.
You got to come save people because I'm irritating the hell out of them.
Irritating, just never mind.
Got to say
What?
D Mills.
He's gonna be called the Edger.
Oh no, you might attract the wrong people with that one.
But he's not trying to kill you. He's just gonna get you to the closest part, and that's irritating. He edgy.
Pierre signature move. What college he go to?
He's like, no.
Yeah, y'all. The book one, y'all got to come save D Mills because I'm in the
Bro,
basement.
I meant to
just
tell you.
throwing colleges at him.
I told you I watched that
Chris
Dragon Ball
came
Z
in.
movie, the most recent like Dragon Ball Z movie where it wasn't even really. It's about like Piccolo and them.
Okay.
But there's a evil guy in there, and he's basically his superpower is when he hits you, like the comic stuff comes up. So like when he hits you, it'll say "pow"
Okay.
or whatever. Like,
Like
it
Gear
was
5
cool,
Luffy.
Yeah, you kind of have to like watch to see it, but it's a cool like thing to think about. Like he's actually doing all the comic book shit, and it's like you see it as he's doing it.
Sounds cool. Yeah. There's so many Dragon Ball movies and stuff. The only one I've actually seen was Broly.
Broly's really good though.
Broly was fun.
That's like the
It's just-
2017 one or like the first one.
2017.
Oh, no, that was
it's
good.
I saw
just
that one.
hands, bro. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
hands.
literally just fighting the whole movie.
The whole movie
I-
is just throwing them bitches.
I love that. I would actually rewatch it.
Yes, it's one of them ones, bro. And the animation is really good as well.
I would still just love to see Goku versus Superman.
It's on
Versus
YouTube.
who? Superman?
Yeah,
It's on YouTube.
I want to see a real movie of it. Though.
Oh, you just never will, though.
They gotta cross cross paths at some point.
How?
Make it happen.
They're not even
Oh,
the
it
same
is that
universe.
simple, yeah. Just make it
Like,
happen.
they did Spider-Man versus Batman. No,
No, they
Batman
didn't.
versus Superman.
Well, they live in the same universe.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's
They,
DC.
they just had to come to the same city.
Yeah. Now, yeah, we talk about transversing languages, countries,
You remember
universes, literally
You remember when they
universes.
had channel surfers on Nickelodeon? When they was going through all the different things and they had like all
That's
the
Fairly Odd Parents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
Do cartoons collab like that no more?
time.
when they had when they had Timmy Turner
You know
and
what's crazy?
Jimmy
Yeah,
Neutron.
that shit was right. That shit was right. And they would jump back, and then their animation styles changed depending on where they were.
If you having random celebrities on like Elmo,
They
sometimes.
I
Yeah.
was just watching Family Guy and they showed some love to The Simpsons.
Oh, really?
Oh, they
I
do
forget.
though, yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
what they did, and then Stewie
Oh,
stopped,
They did do a collaboration.
Yeah, they did.
and
episode.
Stewie was like, "Shout out to I love working with Fox," and then he's like,
Oh,
"Actually, Disney."
They actually, I remember them actually doing an episode together.
Mm-hmm.
No, they did, yeah.
it's like a 2-part episode
Yeah.
where somebody steals Peter's car and they end up in Springfield, and yeah, it's and then they have a joke when they in court because they find out that Duff beer is the exact same as like whatever beer they
Duff
drink.
beer
At the
and
Drunken Crab or Drunken Clam.
It's
Duff
like,
is
it's like
Simpsons.
Sam Gilbert.
Oh,
Sam,
it's,
Sam Gilbert.
You
That's
Adams,
our old boss.
Samuel Adams.
Samuel
Adams.
Adams,
Yeah, there
Samuel
you go.
Adams. And they have this whole joke about like everybody being a knockoff of something on The Simpsons, and they
Yeah.
get to boxing for 20 minutes, which whatever.
It's so we probably can't see South Park collab with someone just because of the way the animation.
They just never like. They don't like anybody in the industry. That's like their whole
I
show
don't-
is them shitting on the
They,
other show.
I was gonna say they never even had to collab because they just bring out like a phony ass character that like you know who it is,
Yeah.
but it's not that person.
and they can't get sued because it's not them. And they have that little graphic at the beginning of every episode, basically saying that if you think this is somebody, it's not, to like protect themselves from all the legality of it all.
Choke a South Park writer with a fish stick. You know where that's from?
I know.
that one from Kanye was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was mad because they put him over there.
We appreciate y'all watching, listening to this episode. The numbers on the board. Be sure to hit the link in the description and vote for us for all the podcast awards. Go over to the Enjoy B-Ball channel. We got some videos dropping soon where we're just, doing some stuff that y'all like us to do. And I guess we'll just see y'all Saturday.
Let's get it, baby.
Peace.